Hello, everyone. Let me go ahead and get this program started here for tonight. We got a couple people on, and I just posted a notice in the general chat of the Discord community. So hopefully a few more people will join. Found out that my messages haven't been going out to you guys. You guys aren't getting my messages, so that's probably why people don't know to get on, because they don't know that we're meeting. So anyway, hopefully I'll just start posting in general chat along with my weekly strategies to let everyone know they're planning to consolidate the Discord community. It's been in two places. You've had the official portal, which is the dark blue version, and then the light blue version, which is the community version. They're getting rid of the community, moving everything under the dark blue version. They're trying to consolidate everything. So they had me move my weekly calls and everything under the main portal, which is the dark blue. And if you look, I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share so that everyone knows, and people watching the call after the fact can see where everything is now, because I've done a few things. So under the main portal, which is this dark blue one, TCE official community, I have creative strategies here on the left-hand side. You'll be happy to know that all of my prayer calls that we did before everything was closed down on the calls, officially, they let a lot of the coaches go and I was let go. But I got, of course, I have like the original lessons that we were doing, as well as my video series. And in here, I posted all the calls. I was able to get the link to all the calls for each of the lessons. So if anyone wants to go back to how to make money online with different strategies using, Amazon affiliate and all of that, all that's under here. Course video call archive. So here's all the lessons. And then let's see, I have links to different things too. So like the archive, people can watch the actual archive that we had when it was on Adam's platform. And then now the weekly Discord community calls that we started up after I was let go as a coach and consolidating or whatever they're doing. I've started
Christy,
posting that here. Go ahead.
Christy, sorry, on my end, under your creative strategies, maybe I need to log in again, but I only see under the dark blue, I
Uh-huh.
have under creative strategies, I have creative strategies, um, course videos, course video call archive, and hands-on help. That's it.
So weekly Discord is not showing.
Not for me. I don't know if it is for Meg, but it's not for me.
Let me know. I'm gonna go look and see. Maybe that might explain why nobody is seeing anything.
Or maybe I need to log in and log out. I don't know.
Would you mind checking and seeing if you can get that to go? Because
Sure. Yeah. I can
it's
just,
kind of important. That's where I'm posting all the notices and all the archives for our calls right now. And also the invites are being posted in here under this part, why is it doing that? I don't know why it won't. Come on, back. Let me go back. It won't let me go back. So let me just read. It's still sharing screen. Yes. So we're going to do this again. But yeah, Meg, are you able to see the weekly
Do you
archive?
want me to screen share?
no, just see if you see it
Just
there.
see if it's there. I can't log in because Zoom is covering it up. There it is.
Let's see. So I'm in the dark one and creative strategies. If I click the down arrow, ooh, I got the creative strategies, course video call, archive, hands-on help.
And that's all.
That's it.
Okay, that explains. See, weekly Discord calls is not showing at all.
Oh, there's Eli. She figured it out.
Hey, Eli.
Hello.
Hello,
Sorry.
Eli. So glad. Well,
Hello.
we're discovering that people have not been getting my messages, and I've been posting the
Oh.
archives and everything. What they did is they're in the process of consolidating down to one Discord channel for everybody. And so they asked
Uh-huh.
me to move everything over to the official community portal, the dark blue.
Mm-hmm.
versus light blue. I can't post anything more under the light blue channel side I had, because I've been locked out of
Oh.
posting. So it's all been moved over to the official. And we were just
Okay.
going over under creative strategies. I have my archive, and then all the old calls that we did when they were on Adam's platform, I was able to link in here. But for some reason, I don't know, Eli, can you see weekly Discord community calls? This is where I'm posting everything.
Let me see. I'm on it right now. Let me see. No. I
Okay.
just see the old view. Weekly
call.
assignments, live weekly call creative. Yeah, no, I don't.
What I could do is maybe just copy paste everything over under course video calls or just change the name. I don't know why they're locking me out of that, or I'll ask Robin to take a look at it because I've been posting notices every single week and then people weren't getting notices about the call. I found out.
Oh.
That's why a lot of people have.
No wonder why there's only 4 of us.
Yeah, that happened last week too. And it was last week that we started with this consolidation method. So I started posting here and then I just jumped onto the main general chat because nobody's getting my messages. So I'll find out from Robin what's going on with this and why it's not posting to our community and nobody's getting my messages. So it'd be nice. But I'm glad we got our 4. We'll run with what we have. But that might explain a lot of people not having any idea what's going on and not knowing about it. So we shall see. I don't even know if there is a general chat over in the official community yet or not. Oh, there is. Let's see what that. Yeah, you can see why they want to consolidate because there's no sense in having people chatting here and then chatting over here at the regular Menti community too. That's kind of confusing to have both. So I could see them wanting to consolidate. We just have to figure out why people aren't getting my notices. So awesome. Well, I want to go ahead and open things up, but I know Megan, I worked a little bit over the weekend. I don't know if she was able to work on that lead magnet with the product. Did you select a product or where are we at on that one?
I'm bad. I was like trying to figure out what everybody else's reviews are for
Oh,
the
yeah.
I yeah. And the thing that bothers me is that, when you click on their link or whatever, you're stuck watching a video for 30 minutes.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh my God, I'm just gonna go cuckoo trying to. So, yeah. And then some of the reviews are, I don't know. It's like almost as if it's better to just offer the cream and at least the cream will just like be I don't know, like a temporary fix versus these exercises that they
Okay.
could get hurt.
Oh, yeah. If you have concerns about that, have you seen people or any YouTube videos on it where people?
Well, some people like, like Amazon reviews of certain exercises, they're like, it didn't do diddly squat. I'm in more pain.
Oh,
And when I see those, that's the one that I tend to hone in on because of the fact that um I don't ever want anybody to feel worse. Like with a cream, at least then they could just say, I got temporary relief kind of thing.
yeah.
Like, so my head went, oh, so I've been thinking and thinking and overthinking.
Well, I don't know
So,
what overthinking. You want to do your research because it's the front end to your website and your services. And so it's an extra layer, I think, of protection for us as influencers. If we just push something out like Adam's system, you don't have to vet your product. You just put it out there, see what sells. In
mhm.
this system, there is no connection because they're not doing an email sequence. And there's no, you're not trying to build credibility toward selling more products. And so you either have something that runs and it makes it on that first attempt to make the sale, or it doesn't. That's pretty much how Adam's system works. I'm adding on, I think if we used it as a front end to our services, you have to make sure that product is good. Otherwise, fat chance of being able to sell anything else. So to that person who had a bad experience with the product, I've been doing some research on, the make money online niche along with my focus, which is more digital asset creation to build your income and kind of have a passive income base. Although that's kind of a misnomer because you got to build the products. So it's not exactly passive, you got to build it. And then there is some follow-up if you're going to have, obviously emails and some customer support perhaps with your product. But the whole idea is to have a base of income that could supplement what you're doing. And so I was doing some research on the one that I picked, and it was really interesting when I went to YouTube and I Googled the product name and people's experiences. I found one product, and it's the one that I'm working on building that bridge page for. The biggest complaint wasn't that it didn't work, because it did work. It's just that why pay for a platform that does this when I could go somewhere else on my own and do it. So I thought, okay, on my video introduction, I'm going to take the complaints that people have had, like, hey, it works, but I don't want to pay for the platform. I could talk about the platform as an introduction to these types of jobs. And so, eventually you might be able to launch on your own with your own type of side income business, but this platform can get you a leg started in the process, a leg into the business. And so I'm going to pitch that with my guide to help them find good jobs. So once you learn this, you can move into other types of jobs with this guide to be able to tell what's legitimate and what isn't in the marketplace. So I'm going to pitch it. I'm going to take the negative or the skepticism or whatever's out there on the product reviews, and I'm going to build that into how I'm going to talk about the product so that I don't have a disconnect. I'm actually going to have hopefully a happy customer who's better framed towards that product when they click to go to the product. So we'll see where it goes when I actually run traffic. But the next piece I'm working on are the products I'm going to build on my email sequence to sell to them if they don't buy the original product. The whole idea is to have a series of products that go along behind that product and collect that lead so I can build it into my system of training and products. So it's a little bit of a job to get off the ground because you're thinking through on what else can I offer? What else can I create? And a lot of things that I'm creating right now, I'm going through the videos, I'm watching other people doing that kind of business model, learning from them, and I'm taking video scripts of them talking about it and then using that as a guide to create my product and also to demonstrate it myself on my own platform. So it takes a little bit of time, but in the end, I think I'm going to have a really good business model. So, and I think you do too with what you've got made, because you've got your workshop already. And with this front end product, if you had some transition, maybe some additional things that you can research to throw in, if it's not this product on stretching, maybe you can come up with some safe pain relieving pressure points or something like that that you can put together. Could be that you won't hurt yourself if you're just massaging certain things and you know what would be safe. Just an idea.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that's why I'm like, maybe it is better to just go with the balm
yeah,
cream.
maybe so. It's more important to keep your reputation than to have something that doesn't do well. And the creams, I think we found one that was doing well on the Clickbank platform.
Yeah. Balmer Rex.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's good. So if we have a good payout, was that one the $100 payout one? Because I think a good pay.
Yeah, because you could buy a lot of bottles at the same time.
Ah, nice. So it would last them longer. So yeah, that might be the one you want to go with. And then we talked
Watch
about,
the last coaching call, Bruce's call. I think it would have been Thursday I was on. Jordan is doing that. No, Adam's call, I think it was.
he wasn't doing that one. Was he
Yeah,
doing
he was.
that one?
Yeah, he was doing the Balmer. Yeah,
Oh, I thought he was
yeah.
doing the mile, whatever that one was.
Nope.
My
No, I watched
Mileton?
when it came up. I looked to see what the product was, and it
Oh,
was
wow.
yeah.
So
When
Meg,
he
you got a winner if Adam's doing it.
so
Like,
no, no, sorry, not Adam. Jordan was, but
oh, Jordan.
Adam helped him do a bunch of stuff on the call.
Okay. I was,
So sorry.
yeah, I didn't look to see what product it was he was pushing, but
Yeah, yeah. That's
oh,
but that's what Jordan's doing. So
cool.
there is a couple other people doing it. So that's a good sign. Like
Oh,
It's got the metrics that they're looking for gravity wise. And the reason
yeah, yeah.
I'm suggesting starting with something that has gravity, that has these numbers and conversion numbers where they're at, is you'll have a much better chance of making profit on the ads if you got something that works versus just putting your own product up. You don't know metrics, you don't know if it's going to sell. I don't
No,
know if I can put a sales page that's really engaging. I'm trying to learn it, but that doesn't mean it's
yeah,
going to work. So you
yeah.
get the front end product working, and then on email, you can test different angles on your own products and see who responds. And it's
That's kind of my goal right now. Same thing. I'm just gonna learn how to do it with Clickbank stuff and a couple of the other platforms once
yeah.
they get released. And then at that point, hopefully I'll have enough experience that I can turn around and do that, right?
Yeah, I think it's a powerful system that Adam is doing now with a new traffic source. It's not so picky
Yeah.
and opening up all these different affiliate networks that are going to be integrated with his tracking software because the tracking is where it's really going to help judge these metrics and judge our dollar spend and is this converting where we need it or what do we need to work on? And so he's got a good system. I think it's a whole lot better than what he's had before when we had live intent giving us so much trouble. So,
Well, and we're also going to have to build out our own publishers too. So, like, that's ideally where we're supposed to head. Like he
mhm,
said that in that last call too. But when you also watch I think it's the Direct Edge or whatever, the training for that,
mhm.
that's all what it's all about is how to go and get your own publishers. No one's going to talk to you until you've done some things. And
Yep.
hence why I'm just going through with the ClickBank stuff. And then at that point, I'll go in, get some wins with some ClickBank stuff. I'm saying ClickBank, but it could be Giddy Up, whatever. It could be any of them. And then at that point, I will put my own product. So I figure it's probably a 6 to 8 month process before I'm really going to be
Yeah.
able to push my own products.
Yeah. Well, I have several things in the works that I've already done. I have the free training, but I'm also building on to it with additional things with my 5 strategies to make money online. So I think going this route, assuming my product is going to do well, it's not quite as much, it's not the price point that Adam, that a lot of people are starting at. I think it's $60 instead of over 100. So my margins are a little tighter, but I think with the back end strategy that I'm building and putting some other products together, which is
Mhm.
research. It's just research and implementing. I'm trying t-shirts because that's the next piece. I've got some affiliate, but I need to get Amazon affiliate is harder to qualify for. So if I do a front end product that maybe breaks down another affiliate platform, perhaps TikTok shops or something, people can get on easier, get started. There's Flip. I think if Flip does it too, people could get started with no following. That might be a better front end product to have people start on for the affiliate.
That
For
was my goal, was
yeah,
to go like Facebook, Instagram,
yeah,
TikTok, and then go Amazon. Because I'm just like, when I was looking a little deeper, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a while before I build that up on YouTube, right?
yeah.
And I'm gonna focus on those and then swing over to Amazon after.
Yeah, I discovered today just in my research because I'm trying to learn the process that other people have to go through. It was really easy for me with merch
Yeah.
because I already have the influencer status. I already have the following on my YouTube. Amazon wants to see that I can drive traffic to the site. I've already got the metrics. So they look at my metrics. Oh, she's already an influencer. It's a natural for them to give me a store and to be able to do
Mhm.
it. But I also discovered you can only put 10 designs and either your 10 designs go or until they sell a certain amount, they're not going to give me the ability to do more designs. So
Yeah.
you need a social media platform to start driving that traffic to the designs to get that going. And I'm studying that right now, how do they pitch these t-shirts? I suppose I may have to buy all my own products to wear them to do videos. I don't know. It'll be fun though because they are cute. So I think I'd
Mhm.
like them, but I'm just trying to learn like what is the best way so that I can then build a training on it. And somebody starting up from scratch. That would be the idea. How can you
So
get
for me,
going?
I'm hoping to buy some of my shirts, and I've been watching some of the street preachers online that,
Mhm.
they're on the corners there. The one guy I love following him. He goes to a lot of the Pride conference like events and
Okay.
stuff. He's really good, like the way he speaks to people and stuff.
Yeah,
And
so
I'm like,
loving.
okay, so my goal is I'd like to send my t-shirt to them. And if they'll wear it in one video,
Oh,
right?
there's
So
your influencer.
that's one of my business plan ideas, right? Pick
Yeah.
like 15 of these people, and if one person wears my shirt, well, now I can take that and turn around, make videos of it,
Yeah.
right? And go from there.
Oh yeah, that's another strategy of taking other people who are already on in the niche that you're in, already on the platform, have their own social media following and doing collaborative ideas like that. And that's a good idea, especially since you're going to have the edgy t-shirts. I think it'll work out pretty good.
Well, we'll see, right?
Edgy Christian.
But,
I
but that
would
was
do
kind
that.
of where I went. I was like, yeah, I got to start finding influencers that, like I said, I'll try and send them my product and
I
and
wouldn't send it without first contacting them and
for
seeing if
sure, right? Like that'll be the whole thing, right?
Well, I think getting your book out and doing a video on YouTube about your story, how you came to, how Christ found you, and your whole story of what it was like as a growing up nothing, and then learning how to pray and how to, live as a Christian and all these things. That'd be pretty
And
neat.
speaking of the title of my book will be um oh, we can talk about that after. I don't want to take up time from your call because you're recording and
Oh,
everything.
I'm just keeping it pretty loose tonight because I don't have a
Okay.
lot. I have a few things I've been playing with. But no, I
Okay.
love the interaction with ideas because there's another thing. If you can somehow find a connection with a ClickBank product that will start to build your list,
It's not, it's
is too far off.
I am just doing so I wanted to break away and do my own thing. I've talked about, that. And then all that keeps popping into my head is Adam has done this how many times? He's done how much money? He's done what has he done, right?
Mhm.
And one of the first things he says is just follow what I did and do it yourself.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. So I picked a weight loss product, and I'm going to go that route. And then from there, I can get more products that I can get behind. And like I said, and then from there, um, I can hopefully branch out into products that I'm more interested in personally, right?
Mhm.
And that'll all kind of coincide together, but it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. If you can get that health product the way that he shows it. He's also changed a little bit on the testing, which I'm
Mhm.
really curious to see how this goes because he's testing it with hero shots on the landing page that are changed out versus the hero shots on the ad banner being the first test.
And that was the other thing. When I went through Clickbank, there was a few products I really liked, but they had no VSL, like they had no
Yeah.
video. So
Yeah.
I guess you just stay away from the ones with no videos. Or could I try and get permission from somebody with a YouTube video? Like, like how do I explain it? So one of the products I liked, it was kind of like it works with diabetes, right?
Right.
And I researched and I was like, okay, all the herbs that are in here could potentially help people, right? Like what they've put together could, right? Um, and but their VSL is very short. It's only like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? Um, But I found some like historic videos on YouTube that are like 6, 7 minutes long that kind of
Oh,
give the history on diabetes,
oh
right?
yeah.
And I was like, man, I wonder if I could get permission from those people to use this video in my jump page, right? Like, because I'm
Yep.
like, a lot of people don't even know how insulin was discovered with, the young, I think he was 13, Thompson was his last name, the kid, the very first person that was ever saved from diabetes, because it used to be a death sentence. Like a lot of people I don't think even know that, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, that could be a really good information thing, right? To help further people's interest in the product, right?
Right.
Sometimes something like that is helpful. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know how you go about attaching something like that.
Well, actually, that was something I was going to talk about doing on my page. So right now, as it stands, when we go to test our pages, we create a JPEG image that will resonate with the potential audience, and
Yep.
we get different images to go with it. And that becomes your hero shot. And you might remember, I'm going to go ahead and share because I was pulling this up as you were talking.
Okay.
Because I've got this one. I'll just start here. But I want to go back to Adam's design and kind of what I'm doing. I'm mixing it a little bit. Can you guys see okay my page
Yep.
here?
Yep.
So I'm gonna go, let's see if it'll go back to, I'm gonna see if it take me out because I just want to talk about Adam's design that he recommended, which was just so everyone can see it, the exotic rice
Yeah,
example.
that's the one I'm working on with my product. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I wanted to point out, a little difference in how I'm pitching my product versus how he's doing it.
Yep.
He has right here at the very beginning, this video picture GIF. This is, I believe, where we would have it change out metric mover.
Yep.
So you try to get a catchy image and there's some motion, but for them to watch what they think they're watching a video, they click it, goes right to the VSL,
Mhm.
which I think is kind of a good way to test your images to really see
Mhm.
it doesn't get the click.
Yeah.
Right here, watch the video, or if you make it so that this embeds right into it. I think the reason he's doing it is because you could test the images at the same time as you're testing your page. Your page copy is then created out of free ad copy. And
Yeah, I
then
did. Yeah, I took my VSL. There were two short VSLs for the one product, and I did them both.
Mhm,
And then I took both and I put them into ad copy.
mhm.
And I'm like, okay, create. So, and then I'm going in and editing some of it and adding
Yep.
my own little take. I took there was a whole bunch of information I kind of gathered and took
Yeah.
and kind of put it all together and then gave it to the free ad copy.
Okay. Yeah. So in here, I mean, they're really driving on this image right here to catch the eye right away when they come to the page so that
Yeah,
they automatically are curious to learn more. And your
yeah,
ad copy right here, which some people need to read more before they're going to click and watch a video.
yeah.
So it's a good design. I could see why he would push this one as the copy that we use when we start with the Clickbank products. I am kind of making a little modification to that, and the one that I'm doing is different. I actually, instead of creating, this is where I think you could, use the ideas from the diabetes videos. But
Mhm.
what
Okay.
I'm doing with mine, I was telling Meg, I think before we started the call, I'm not sure, but I told her how I'm researching my product out. I'm looking on Clickbank's title of the product, and then going to YouTube because there are YouTube videos where
Mhm.
they say, is this legit? Is this a scam? Whatever.
Yeah, I
And
seen a ton of those. Yeah.
it's been really helpful actually because you'll go down to the comments and you'll see what people's experience has been with the product. And that can give you a good idea of the pros and the cons. There might be some
So
weaknesses.
I did that. I did go to the reviews on the product,
Yeah.
and the common thing that was said that everybody really appreciated about it was how easy that the capsule was to swallow, and like size wise. And like there must have been out of like 40 of them that I looked at, there must have been at least 10 or 8 that made that comment. And
Okay.
so one of my headlines I'm going to write out myself is going to be, here's a great supplement that's easy to swallow. Because it seems to be a concern a lot of people have when they're taking supplements or something like that, is they struggle to swallow them.
Mhm.
And so I was like, interesting. So I'm going to try and create some headlines around that. Now we'll work with chat and whatever, but I did do that. I did go and find a bunch of clips of videos of all kinds of imagery for doing, whether it's banners or um, jump page, like your hero shots.
Mhm.
So I did do that. But what I wasn't sure is, like, I know when they click your hero shot, it jumps to that video, right?
Right.
How many videos can it kind of go through, right? Because I was like,
Right. Yep.
that's, but
That's
I was like, can I embed this other videos on the jump page? Can I, like that's kind of what I was trying to play with, right?
right. So I'm going to talk about what I'm doing, and this is a little bit of a divergence from his strategy, but
Hey,
it's really designed to frame that audience and get them a little more connected with the product before they see the actual VSL.
okay.
And easy to swallow. I'd be curious how that headline converts, just because one of the things we learned back when we were doing Clickbank health products when I first came on, this is under Michael's guidance and everything that we were doing. They talked about the point of curiosity, but not letting them know exactly what the product is. And if you're talking about pills, you're already kind of giving away a lot.
I'm not going to say pill. I'm just going to say easy to swallow.
Yeah.
So that can go any kind of direction.
And I'm just gonna say, you can try one of those headlines. I wouldn't try more
Yeah,
than
I
one
will.
because you
Yeah,
got
'cause you
50.
have to do 50 anyways, right?
Yeah.
So,
So I wouldn't go that angle too much. Try one maybe, and then also try some of the other things we used to do on those health products was, this 15-minute ritual does,
yeah,
whatever.
I've seen all those. Yeah, and ChatGPT and ad copy all produced a whole bunch of those for me.
Yeah, so then you'll be good to test, and the idea here is you're testing the big idea that gets
Mhm.
people into looking at this product and that headline. So you're going to want a nice variety of angles. Or yeah, Adam uses the phrase angle to refer to the banner and the image as an angle, but
Yeah,
I'm saying big idea more in that sense.
yeah. No, like I said, I'm still playing with them. Um, but yeah, I'm honestly, I'm just following Adam's video right now, his videos to build everything.
Yeah,
And then from there, I'll circle back and just really finite everything.
right.
And, because again, I don't want to, if you wait till everything's perfect, you'll never get anything
It won't
posted.
get it launched. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did is I picked a different bridge page for mine. And
Okay.
actually what I want to do is I want to add the video. So you ask about adding a video. I
Yeah.
want to add a video for my page where I'm going to address people's concerns. Not saying that they have concerns on this, but just saying you might find such and such when you use such and such. And I'll be like talking about those things. And then the idea, I want to do my own kind of like a pre-sale video, but it'll be real short, a minute, 2 minutes, not more than that. And I'm going to put that right here at the very beginning where the person comes to the page, and you can embed. You want to see how to do that, Alyssa? If
Yeah,
you
sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
embed from YouTube. So you would go in like right here, there's like a plus sign.
Yeah.
And
But
you
this is your own video you're embedding, correct? Yeah.
right. And if you're going to use somebody else's video, it could be long. You don't want something too long.
No,
So
no, no, no. I was thinking I would cut out a chunk. And that's what I didn't know if I had to get permission or
yeah, you might have, I don't know. What I do is I just reteach whatever the topic is because again, I'm trying to get them connected to my audience that I'm building for my own products. So I like being the one on camera, but you might,
much.
I just don't know. It's kind of
Yeah.
that fine.
Okay.
If somebody contacted you, you're an influencer. I want to take a section of your video for, well, what is this for? Ads?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they might not like that. So
Yeah.
I know Adam does it for the GIFs. He automatically takes those images. He's stretching a little bit, I think, but because this is on email, the likelihood of
Yeah.
the influencer seeing themselves on the
Is
video
nil. I
is
get it.
pretty
Yeah.
nil.
Well,
But
and it's like the one I really liked was literally like black and white imagery,
Mhm.
which is not very common out there, right? So again, I think it'll catch people's eyes a little bit, right? What is
Yeah,
this?
my thing is if you're gonna put a video together and you're gonna post it or you're gonna embed it, I'm very leery to embed something that's not something that's mine.
Okay. Okay.
But you might be okay with it. You could probably get away with it. The thing is, how do you frame it for your audience? You want to make it, fit right in the flow. If you're just throwing some information up, person is probably wondering, why is this? Why is this important? So I was going to say, I started a script and I was hoping to get time to mess with chat on it. And then I had to run and jumper cable my daughter's car. So that didn't happen. But I was playing with a script I found on a Facebook ad that I thought was really good in the
Okay.
way that they frame their product. And I'm going to then take that script and make it for my product that I'm doing with Clickbank and embed a very short 1-2 minute video right here at the beginning. You basically take full width, I think. Yeah. And then you're going to add, I think you just add this to it. And then the element. So we're going to add an element, which would be, I haven't done this because I haven't done it yet, but I think it's like a YouTube embed. That's code. We could probably do the code. That might be the thing to do. I know this is how I bring in my forms from ConvertKit. I use the code container.
It says video there beside code.
Oh, maybe I just overlooked it.
No,
You
no,
can,
I saw a bit. No, further down. Sorry, further up. It says photo there. Sorry, go up.
okay.
Video right above
Oh,
photo
okay.
gallery.
Yeah, so here is where that's one thing. I'm going to look real quick because there used to be a YouTube. I know on my platform, I have a YouTube compressor to be able to run it in YouTube. I don't think it's going to let me do that. So yeah, let's just do the video embed. And right now it won't have anything here yet. But what you do with this, oh, right here, YouTube, right here, the video URL right here on the right side. So you can
Okay.
create your own video, make it unlisted unless you want people to see your video, make your version of it, and then you can put your URL right in here. And that's what I'm going to do for mine. I don't mind putting this in here because I got to build it anyway. I just have to
Okay.
finish my script and then get it filmed. Something I was working on with other things I'm doing. So, but that I wanted to show you that so that in place of that, just having a GIF, you can have your introduction video, you can address their concerns, and then go down here. This is what I did. This is my free ad copy, made this story to go with it. And then what I did for Sarah was her name. I put this text right in front before she found, because mine's a MMO offer on Clickbank.
Yep.
Make money online. So before she found a perfect job, she tested it with the checklist found in our companion guide below. I have to think about how I'm going to word it exactly, but it's something like this because I don't want anything untruthful either. So I might say she tested it with concepts from that might be a better way of saying, because I don't want to say she actually had my checklist because she didn't, even though it's made up hypothetical too, which is kind of annoying for me because I like real stories. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I have to, for integrity, I'll figure it out. But anyway, I'm going to play with that a little bit on the verbiage, and then the verbiage right after, sign up to learn what she discovered.
Yeah.
And then down below, so right here, this is my embed for my ConvertKit code. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's live. And then over here, watch the step-by-step video here, which takes you to the original VSL.
Mhm.
And I just stuck this image in. I was thinking about taking an actual video of the video just for a screen, like to give a residence or rent. I can't think of the word, but it's the idea of you want it to tie together really well. So when they click, and I'm going to have the little clicking image in here, this will be my hero shot, if you will, versus having it at the top so that I can put more content in. And I'm thinking of doing the actual VSL and watching, just videoing a small segment of his video and then putting it in here as my gift. And I know Adam like suggests other types of videos for Intrigue to test those videos out, but because it's at the towards the bottom of the page, it's not going to have the same effect on testing images. So
So that's funny you said that, because that was already something I was doing, was taking my VSL and turning it into GIFs.
Mhm.
Like that's for the product. I was already doing that.
Oh,
So that
okay.
I'd already thought, oh, there's a couple of these images that I think are pretty cool. And whether I use them on the ad banner or the hero shot, I think they would still be good.
Yeah.
So but as I'm watching you scroll through your format, I do really like this format. Like I could see doing something similar,
Yeah.
like through it but I suppose with the other one, I can add video links, I can add to it.
Well, the biggest thing is, what do you want people to listen to, catch their attention? If I just have
Yeah.
a GIF right here at the beginning, like his original format one or other format one is, I mean, the idea is they're testing images to see what clicks, what gets more click on the landing page to
Yeah.
the, I mean, on the
Yeah.
bridge page to the landing page. My thing is having it down further, having my video to frame the audience, getting them to sign up for I'm doing a bunch of things that's not really part of his testing process.
Yeah.
So then my image at the bottom, I'm going to just try to put that connection closer to the video they're going to see, as opposed to a bunch of different video images I'm going to use
Yeah.
on my banners. So
See,
I'm technically,
exactly. I thought my banner would be really wild and very different. And then everything I use in like in my jump page will be very precise. That
yeah.
was kind of my thought process. That's the direction I was going.
If you heard what he talked about on the call, the images that did the best were like his really good coffee image, right?
Mhm.
And then he had the other one that was actually the same image that was in, he says something about there's close connection between the product itself and
Yeah.
the image that was on the page, and that's why it was getting all the clicks, because it connected really well from the banner
Yeah.
to the bridge page. So I could see where he's coming from and why he's suggesting that as a template, because you can test the connection, you can test the images, how well do they resonate. But my modification is quite a bit different, because I'm trying to get people to opt in and sign up. And you can see, I even have a picture of a gal who's like the age of my avatar. And I'm
Yeah.
telling them, before you apply to the job, enter this to get our companion guide. I'm using the word companion. So that's like a no-brainer to get this guide before you look at the video about the platform for
Yeah.
these jobs. And so I'm really trying to build residents, like it's you want it to resonate with that person who is looking for this kind of thing. My ideal client, my ideal audience is
Yeah.
looking for supplementing their income. So having a video talking about ways you can make money online, maybe hint at what I'm going to be offering in my sequence of emails if they get the companion guide, and then
Okay.
what they're going to get on this platform. A
Yeah.
quick way to make money right away with no audience, no social media. You don't have anything,
Yeah.
and you just need money like tomorrow. This
Yeah.
may be a good way to get you jump started on your own. And that's how I'm going to frame it. So that,
Which makes sense for your product, right? Like
yeah, it really does.
that I've been struggling like with what I'm doing. How am I going to grab emails when like
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
don't
going to
have
keep
anything.
sending people info on weight loss and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
that's that's where I thought I might and just embed an advertisement for my shirts, right? Like and my website, right? Like because who knows, that might grab their attention. I don't know, right? Because you're getting eyes through things.
Yeah, it's just not real connected. That's the only issue.
I get it, but I just
I
like I
mean, you
said,
could try it.
yeah,
T- T-shirts are one of those things that can kind of fit depending on your angle to with
yeah,
anybody out there. But
yeah,
I just I've got two ideas. Adam mentioned on his last call about how off-grid did really well for him in the past, and one of the guys was mentioning he wanted to go into one of the off-grid products. I'm like, well, goodness, I have green living off-grid. That's
yeah,
off-grid. I've got
yeah.
my hydroponics and my, being able to survive disasters on my website. That's a
Yeah,
natural
see, the
fit.
ClickBanks, like ClickBank are very limited to what they have. They
Mhm.
don't have off-grid. They don't have,
Well, they do have off-grid generators and off-grid solar things. So it actually will fit really well to create a
okay,
second type of an ad. But I'm
for
like,
you. Okay.
one at a time and see if my idea really works with connecting the two, having an intro video, and I'm studying ad copy to come up with how can I frame my audience the way that I found what I just love. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to throw that into ChatGPT, extract out the principles and what's the framework they're using to craft this ad, then use that as my guide to create my intro video here.
Okay.
So, and then tie it in because I think it really does tie together really
It
well.
does very well. Yeah.
And it's going to be a natural, hey, I want that. And what do people think when they think about money on making money online? How do I know it's not a scam? So what
Yeah.
happened to the natural, that's what the doubts are that are in people's minds. And that's what I want to do with my other product. When I go to Green Living Off Grid and I try to bring a front end approach through the ads, let's hope this takes off and I can actually make it work. That would be so cool because then I can jump to Green Living Off Grid and do a whole sequence of emails and follow up products. I've already got some products already on my site. So it could naturally flow. There'd be like two different types of ads I could run off of Adam's system and possibly get both of them.
The only way, excuse me, I figured I could work in like my other stuff is like, if you're going with, taking something to correct, sugars or weight loss. So you're trying to clean up your health. Sometimes when you clean up your spirit as well, those, they can help each other, right?
Right.
So that was the only thing I could think of as a kind of
Across
draw.
the,
Yeah. So like I said, I'm still kind of, I may not be, or I just might have to run with doing the Clickbank thing and not at the time collect emails and then
right.
just down the road collect, like, you know what I mean?
I'm kind of thinking because you're not planning to build a business with that audience, that really it would not help you right now to collect emails.
Yeah.
You had a
Okay.
natural, like you're thinking t-shirts, you're thinking the Christian edgy
Yeah.
angle, your testimony. Unless we could find a product that resonates well with somebody who would be looking for that. And I don't
There
know.
isn't. There
Yeah.
isn't, right? Like it's just gonna
Well,
have to stand.
yeah, now I know that people, again, the spirituality side here is pretty not non-Christian. From
It's
what
all non like there's nothing.
there's nothing there.
It's
Okay.
all zodiac or
Oh
horoscope
goodness. Yeah.
or you get your affluent like, law of attraction, that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
How do you attract money? How do those kinds of things?
Oh geez. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I looked, I trust me, I looked through a
Yeah.
lot. I did not find the off the grid stuff, but I did look through quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I'll just
but
show you.
oh,
So
I believe you, because I know there's like a lot of products, but I just
yeah,
found probably 60% of it's all weight loss and supplements and
yeah. It's pretty fun though. I had years ago, I don't know if you guys can see, you see ClickBank right now?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So years ago, I actually got one of those products to sell just passively on my Green Living Off Grid. I just put it up on my store with everything, and
Oh,
it sold. I never got paid because I didn't have the threshold low enough for me to get
yeah.
paid. It was like bummer. But the point is, I think it works well for me if I were to do that. I think it might have been under home
Yeah,
garden.
see, it's all spirituality, new age, and alternative beliefs. Like
Well, there's
there's
green products. Let me go look and see what they got.
okay, so I didn't really click green.
So ultimate Tesla conversion, okay. Come up. Well, yeah, here's your easy power plan. So again, it kind of goes with my surviving
Yeah.
angle that I have on my site already.
The only thing I keep bouncing back to as well is the publisher that we're working with Adam is 45-year-old women
Mhm.
plus. Not a large group of women are looking for off the grid. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to remember his avatar for that is the health products. And
Yeah.
women are and the 45 plus are big advocates of nutrition, health, and all of that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
actually the off-grid works with a different audience avatar, and Adam has always pitched the health. Oh, in the past, when I came on, it was all health products. It wasn't
Yeah.
off-grid. But
Yeah.
he's saying he got this to work. Now, my concern at first was this stuff, it's a lower payout on the
It's
front
a
side.
lower payout and there's no good gravity scores.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
So, I
back.
mean, again, I don't know how much to take because again, if you do an amazing banner, an amazing, you can change a gravity score, right? Like,
There's some gravity score here, but not
yeah,
on yeah, so take a look at that. I mean, I'm going to do it as a second. My first phase is going to be
for
the
sure. For
20
you,
online.
again, it makes sense, but for me, it still doesn't.
Yeah, for you.
Man,
Let's go
yeah,
back and look. There's another one.
maybe self-help, but it's still,
Okay. If you wanted to go down the cooking and the health side for, you know, emotional health, baby,
I hate
anal,
cooking.
that's not going to work for you.
No, don't make me write nice things about cooking.
And the gravity, well, there's one that's good. Fat burning kitchen, anti-aging foods. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool.
Again, though, $9 payout.
Oh yeah, I didn't look at
Like,
that because I had my Zoom call image over top of it. Yeah,
oh, yeah,
it covered it up, so I didn't see that. Yeah, that doesn't look very good. So
no.
you might be best, and you have the lifetime, to Adam's platform.
That's why I'm saying I'm just gonna work, I
Got
think, with
time.
this product, and I'm still gonna keep building my other stuff on the side, right? And
Yeah.
then I think I'm just gonna have to take that on its own through Facebook, through YouTube, through, you know, the book can go directly to Amazon. Like you don't have to have anything for the publishing of a book, do you?
No, it's helpful to have YouTube because my books sell a lot through YouTube. I did.
No, 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 but I mean, like, you don't have to have like the influencer status or
Oh
anything.
no, yeah, you
Yeah,
don't.
I should have been more descriptive with that. Oh,
Well, and
Matt?
it's including on the t-shirt side. You don't have to have influencer status, but it helps. If you
Yeah,
have a website, if you have a social media with some action, that
yeah.
helps you
And,
get a
and again, that's what this is all is. It's the chicken and the egg, which one comes first. And so I'm gonna go the route, work with social media, work with YouTube, and then turn around and,
Live Pure. This looks interesting. Look at that payout.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
know what the
dietary supplement. It's almost all dietary stuff. That
yeah, he says
he's
he's doing
right.
this.
He's right. Like anything that pays really, really well is all supplements, diets, like
Look at that gravity score too. Wow.
yeah,
Well, and then green living off grid, I could do like the health nutrition side with my, I have meals that I make out with my garden produce. Well, I
yeah,
could just naturally, the audience kind of resonates. So I could still go down this route with my
yeah,
green living focus as well. So there's a lot
yeah.
of possibilities here with ClickBank on my side. But with what you're wanting to do, I think you're
I
going to do
know.
better to keep it separate and
Yeah.
collect emails only after you. Well, let's see what his other platforms come up. So
Well,
maybe
and that's what I'm, thinking too, right? Like, well, this is just one. They'll be like we have the get whatever it
giddy
is,
up.
giddy up, and
Mhm.
he said there'll be 8 in total eventually.
Yeah,
So I mean,
nice.
like that's there'll be different things, and that's fine. If I have to keep them both totally separate, it's not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
right? Like, and I may in time find a way to bridge the two. Who
Mhm.
knows?
And you may not. I mean, if
Yeah,
it, like Adam says, once you get a converting offer and you've got enough margin above what you're paying, you just throw it onto his traffic source and just continue to, put money toward it. You're gonna be growing your income base and
yeah,
potentially your reserve account for when you're ready to launch something new. And maybe you
yeah,
could do some ads on the side. Maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's
yeah,
social, Facebook
yeah.
Reels or something with your t-shirts or
Yeah.
something with your story on YouTube and send that
Yeah,
out.
and that's kind of how I was looking at it. Like if I have
Yeah,
to use funding from dietary stuff to get my other stuff going, it is
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
yeah,
good. And I mean, I'm a big proponent for collecting emails when it makes sense with your
yeah.
platform. And
And I stayed away from the my toll in because I'm like, okay, 95% of the students are gonna go and sell that. And I was like, we're
Look
all
at the
getting
gravity.
dropped into the same swimming pool. And
Everybody's doing it. Look at how many
I
people are
know,
pushing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, that's why I stayed away from it.
Yeah.
I just kind of and I know a lot of other people will do Java burn because that's the one he
He's doing.
sampled, right? So I
Java
just
Burn was popular when I came on with Sheridan. So
yeah,
that just tells you how good a product that is.
yeah, yeah,
It's continually crushing it still. And yet they'll go through seasons where one product will produce better than another and they'll
yeah.
rebrand it. They'll rename it. They'll
I
whatever.
noticed that on some of them, they're like new VSL this February, and I was like, oh, okay, you changed the packaging or so I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, newly tuned up offer is absolutely crushing.
Yeah,
So, it's kind of fun. And Adam is an expert when it comes to the health products and getting those
yeah.
things to convert.
And that's why I'm like, it makes sense to just stick with those with doing his stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then as I build out the other stuff, it's to me, I may just have to keep them separate. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just two different businesses.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're, especially the spiritual side. I mean, I have a nonprofit, so the Christian stuff totally
Yeah.
makes sense, but I keep it completely separate from anything
Yeah.
that I do on the business side. Nonprofit's nonprofit, everything's free. I mean, I don't sell anything.
Yeah.
Unless people buy it my books, I get a little royalty, but really I don't, not enough to pay for everything we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's the way that one runs. But for trying to make money, that's where I'm doing the off grid. I'm thinking about
Mhm.
cats and gadgets too. So I know
There's no pet. I didn't notice any pet stuff on here,
they
actually.
had pet stuff in the past. I found some really good pet cat stuff here.
I couldn't find anything that was selling when I looked.
Yeah. Well, it might be under home and garden because I was like, where was that? Because there was some
Just
really
go into
good
the search and type cat or dog, and then
animal care.
they'll
Here we
pop
go.
up. That's how I was doing things. I just went up to the search
Oh yeah, there
and then
we are.
typing
Brain
in.
training for dogs. Look at the
But
payout on this one.
I know. Yeah.
Pet nutrient. Well, that's a big deal when you get pet nutrients because people are always looking for something healthier for their pets.
I know. I liked it, but again, the gravity score is 13, right? So when I have some that are making me money, that's the kind of stuff where I'm going to go, okay, I know I can make amazing banners. I know, I can do this
That's
for an
great
avatar
stuff.
of a 45 plus woman, right? Like,
This must have gone down. Yeah, it's been a long time since I looked at these products, but cats.
yeah, because I couldn't find an animal one that had 100
Yeah.
gravity. Like there was none.
Well, look at the payout. It's too low.
Yeah. The
So
only one was the very first one, and it was 100. The rest were all like
low.
non-existent.
Yeah. But again, if I wanted to, I could throw this on a sequence of emails with my cats and my cat t-shirts and my cat, whatever
Yes.
I'm building on my
Yes.
YouTube. And I'm making things real affordable because
Yeah.
ConvertKit is real reasonable. I don't have to pay for a big community platform like Go High Level for it. Now, I'll
Yeah.
probably, my MMO, I am on Go High Level right now. I'm kind of building with that with the funnel system. I
Yeah.
think I'm going to keep that on Go High Level if I can afford it. That was the big catch I was on. Oh no, well, how am I going to pay for it? But there's some neat things I'm doing in the group that is building that. So I could see that working. But the nice thing about having ConvertKit and a real reasonable priced website hosting platform is all this stuff. If I can get the ads to convert, or maybe YouTube, and then
Mhm.
build out. I'm thinking about doing a WooCommerce store like I did for my garden. Do one for the cats, and then the cat products like that can sit on it.
Well, and that's why I want to build the website, the Duff stuff,
Yeah,
because that's where I can tie into the dog stuff. I can tie into like I can have it all kind of meshed together, right?
you
And
can
I can
also break things out with subdomains, and you don't have to
yes,
pay for another domain, but you just throw it
yes,
as a subdomain.
yeah,
Or if you have a friend you want to start them up, they can get their own subdomain site.
yeah,
The biggest catch is how much graphic and how
mhm,
many videos or a possible, most videos will be embedded through YouTube, so you won't have a problem, but the
yeah,
graphics can create a bit of data space use. And there is a limit on, they say not more than 5 sites. And if you have too many graphics, maybe 3 sites. So it
yeah,
depends on how your t-shirts, how much space it takes up. So,
yeah.
and then you could just go to the next level up and
I did. I did like they're two separate domains. So like
Yeah.
so I don't know how that works, but
I could stop sharing if you want to share.
what?
Did you want to share anything you're showing?
No, I was just saying that like my triple threat t-shirts
Mhm.
and the Duff services, they're two like I paid for two domains.
Oh, okay.
I have those as like so I believe then I can do a full website for each one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got the domain, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the Duff stuff, the domain to transfer.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one, I did it. And then I unfortunately had to go out of town here. I didn't anticipate. And so I didn't, my goal had been to kind of get like pick a theme for a website. And I didn't,
Yeah.
I got out. And I remember you saying, I think it was secure dot springs hosting. I don't know if it's .com or what to get into Seaplank.
Yeah.
And I couldn't
You can.
remember how to get back to Seaplank.
And
So
I sent you the video
you
link.
did. I didn't get to watch it because I had to
Oh,
head
okay.
out of town for 2 days I drove over to another province here to go see my family.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so kind of put me in
Time.
like short on time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so my training walks through setting it up, but there are some
Yeah.
plugins and there's a little bit of integration. And then when it comes to ConvertKit, Meg and I and also Eli, we've worked to bring our domains into ConvertKit so we can have a unique, we create a subdomain. It's very easy to do in the Springs hosting. And there's no additional cost, and you put a subdomain that's going to be your main domain for your pages. So it's a really nice way. You can just post that domain over to your social media, and then automatically they're seeing your opt-in lead magnet and everything else, as
Okay.
opposed to having to put a link to your site. All, and people can then
Yeah.
click on all the menus. You might just prefer to just bring them to the page itself to sign up. So
Yes.
that's
The
something I
point of a
talked about.
funnel is focus.
Yeah. So yeah, so if right now you're going to try to get Adam's system working with
Yeah.
a health product,
Yeah.
then just keep following along the guidance that they give, and then
Yep.
when you're ready to expand into something.
Like I said, I was sitting there running it through my head and I'm just like, I don't know if I can mesh these two. I just don't think it's going to work.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And who knows what the other ones that come along, I might find something that might fit.
Mhm.
There might even be a product that helps with like hanging shirts or, like I've seen the folder,
Oh
like here's
yeah.
some laundry, that kind of stuff, right? So, who knows what'll happen down the road with some of that other stuff, or maybe at that point tying them together, or like laundry product, like something like that, right? Because then they tie together, right? But
Yeah.
in
The,
here, I did not see
it's gonna be
anything like
hard.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more your gadget side, and that's where Giddy Up and some of those other platforms
Yes. And
might.
that's what it sounded like when Dan was talking about them. He mentioned one or two of them that were way more gadget orientated.
Yeah.
That's where I think I'll be able to mesh
Yep.
at that point. Yeah.
And also keep in mind that, like, unless your site is all about picking the best tea for whatever,
Yeah.
you might have to be a little bit creative with your front end product. But I think Gadget would work better. And then
Mhm.
how you would tie that in with an email sequence leading to whatever products and services you're wanting to offer. Duff
Yeah.
services, I mean, you're teaching women how to work in the trades. That's
No, Duff Services is just strictly that's Epic Girl Construction. That's a third one I want to do.
okay. Well, I
So
don't know how to keep it all straight, but
I
when it
welcome
comes
to
to
me.
when it comes to a person who's looking to get into construction, then a gadget that might relate to a person in construction,
Absolutely.
there's a
Yeah.
natural tie. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And
And that's what I felt too. So again, that's why I was like, okay, the Duff services are just literally going to be strictly any of these weight loss, any of these obscure products where it's just like I just picked them like I'm looking at the one teeth cleaning one and
yeah.
that kind of stuff. They're just literally going to be, because even my trade name or handle in Clickbanks is Duff Stuff One,
Mhm.
right? So then that way I'm like, okay, well I can just run anything out of here through that, and so that's what that's going to be. So that's how that's gonna look. And then, yes, I wanted to do the Epic Girl construction. I just have a feeling when I do that, because it's going to lead to kind of like your course. It's going to lead me to have to do some Zoom calls, to have to do some coaching,
Yes.
which eats up time. So I wanted to have these things really on the go first,
Yep.
me coming in, my story over here, and then go that one because I understand that already.
Mhm.
And I just, when I sat down and Holy Spirit and I had a talk, anyways, then we just, that was what came to me. Go with the t-shirts, go with the writing of the book,
Yep.
go with the blogs,
Build all
go.
the
Yeah,
extra around it,
yeah.
and then you have
And
something.
there's like 20 products I can relate on Amazon to it. It's that, like the Bible I bought, my journaling books, those things. Eventually in time, I'll look at how that all works to where I can, these are products I bought. How can I tie them in for, sales and doing things, right?
Yep.
So, but anyway, sorry, carry on.
No, that's good. I like the way you're thinking because you're building kind of the elements that are going to relate eventually to the core element, which will be your coaching of women who want to get back into the trades. And that would involve Zoom calls, building a community, probably getting on something like Go High Level, or there's other course platforms. But when you're starting out, having something on the lower end, let's just see if we can get some money going with Adam's method on these health products. Great idea. And you have the advantage of time because you have the lifetime package, which is really great. For other folks that don't have the time, we have to really, we have to really think about how to use what they have, in terms of spending and build that system so that they don't lose out when the time's up. A lot
For
of
sure.
folks I think are on time, a window where they can't just take the time to build all these other things. So I'm looking here. I wanted to pull up Eli's niche, and that's where
Okay.
I did baby products, baby sleep, just to kind of see what it came up with, because that's a young mom always has the challenge of getting baby to sleep through the night or take a nap, right? So I was looking at some of these, the gravity's low, but there are some good ones that have payout. I'm just curious.
And that's why I'm like, I have more questions about gravity because I'm like, I went on to like Snooper and I went on to Engine, and you can actually look up histories and do a lot more research.
Mhm.
And to me, I still deep down believe if you do a good enough ad banner, you're going to move that product. Like you're a good enough ad banner, and if they have good enough products on the back end as well. Because there was some of the
Yes.
products I went into, and I'm like looking at what they have for their affiliate program, and I was like, I'm not working with this stuff. This is crap. So I still think a person in the right niche can still move products and make money. Like this one here, like the Slumber Slim weight loss. I think that's just a weight loss thing, but I mean, like it pays out really well. So I
Yeah,
mean, and I had one that I really gravitated to, but because the gravity score was less than 100, and
right.
they're like, start with one. But I'm pretty sure some of them.
Sorry, that thing always automatically plays. There you go.
That's
I
okay.
was trying to, this is what I would do if the gravity is too low, go ahead. If you want to finish your sentence, I didn't mean to cut you off my
No,
phone.
no, no, that's okay. It's all good. I just think that if you do the right work, I still think it'll sell.
Yeah.
It
I'm gonna,
just means nobody else is selling it at that moment. If it's still a good product, I don't think it matters.
right. I'm just looking to see. So what I've been able to do is sometimes search the marketplace product itself. This
That's what I was doing. Yeah.
yeah, to see if it has product reviews, has it been on very long? Maybe this is a new product, hot new weight loss offer. It's so new that there isn't a video on it. Which,
Yes.
if you
Go
try,
to CB, then you go to CB, the Snooper, the Engine, and then you can see when it came on.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You are cool. You've already done all this stuff.
Oh, I told you, I've been spending hours looking at this stuff. Like,
Should have already my account on here. Yep. So yeah, it'd be kind of cool to
and then
check
you
it
just
out.
go into the search and you can type in, just put that product name, and they should be able to pull up the history and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
And it'll tell you the first time it was put on Clickbank and the first time somebody started selling it.
Interesting. So let's see. I'm not trying to join right now. I just want to see where is
So the
this?
search right there, oh, in their filters, oh, go up a little, or maybe my page is too small.
Well, I have this Zoom thing I'm working with too, so it could be
It's
covered.
on the left-hand side. You can see use the filters to search for a product. If you scroll down, right, okay, stop. And it'll
There
be
we
on,
go.
yeah. So you just, the title of it, put it in there. I've been playing with the other stuff, but you don't have to.
Okay. Let's see what I
And
do.
then just go down. Yeah, you can hit that. Yeah,
Because for some reason it
there
was.
you go. And it brought it up. So if you
Oh, there
click on,
it is. Oh,
so
yeah.
it's rank out of 1,561 products is 665. The gravity is this. Now, if you go further down, if you go down, nope, down, keep scrolling down.
It won't go any further.
Oh, okay.
Did you click on it?
Click on it. You should. Okay, try clicking on the red number, or because it should bring up, there should be a whole bunch of charts. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, I just
So
clicked on it.
first seen October, so it hasn't been, it's only been 4 months that it was put into ClickBanks. I
It keeps-
noticed a lot of products will sit in upwards to a year before someone even decides to sell them when I
Hmm,
started looking at this. So here
interesting.
you can see movement just started 1 month, 1 week, 4 days ago. So that's the first time somebody started selling it.
You might
So
just be on a gold mine that's going to take off. It's hard to
yeah,
tell.
see, here's the graphs, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a membership to this because this is my thing, the stats. I'm just like, "Well, eat them. But you could see now, don't, like, this looks scary, but if you really look, it only dropped like one, whatever it is, 1.5. Because like if you look at your number spacing, and it's dropped in rank. But again, you don't know who advertised it, you don't know, right? Like,
It drops
and
in.
this is only 7 days, right? Or 14 days, sorry.
Oh, okay.
The, with this, you only get a 14-day look for the free one. If you
Oh,
subscribe, they'll give you the entire life of it, right? So
yeah.
then you can look at it like on a bigger scale, and it'll tell you, has it gone up and down traditionally? Is it because of the change of seasons? Is it because, all those little factors, right? So anyways, but
Yeah. I like to see things growing as opposed to especially when it's a low.
for sure, but it is, like I said, it's a new product. Somebody might have ran with it a little bit, and then no one else has just not touched it, right? So
Yeah.
you just, I find this 2 weeks isn't enough information, right? But
Yeah, it doesn't give us enough to really know.
so, but if you
The
go and
highest
look,
gravity, was 4.5. So it really hasn't had a lot of people behind it for four people so far. So
yeah,
that's not a lot
yeah.
to really test. And these metrics probably don't really tell us a lot when it has had so little gravity to
But
begin.
you'll notice if you go in, like even if you look at, I think Maya Tolan, it sat for 8 months before anybody touched it.
Interesting.
Yeah, like that's what you have to look at, right?
Hmm.
So it, honestly, you have to really investigate the product. With me, I'd look at this, it's got a good payout. Is
Yeah.
it something that'll combine? Then I would go to Antrax, see what they advertised, if it's still advertising. And then I went to I did the same thing. I went to Amazon, and then I went to YouTube. Then I just went right to Google, and I'd be like, and I would compile all the information. Like, was there a bunch of people that bought it and then they just tanked it because the reviews were so bad? Or has nobody hardly bought it and it's just an unknown product, right? That's what you
Yeah.
have to weigh with all the info.
Yeah,
So,
and it's hard because it doesn't have a YouTube, post on it right now. What would happen if you did a YouTube post, you tried it and it actually was working, and then all these people start saying, oh, because there could be other people thinking about buying it, but
mhm.
because they can't find a YouTube review video, they're not sure they want to buy it. So,
Yep.
you could try
But
it, and then maybe
that's the stuff I want to do after I've gone through Adam's program and done a
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
But because I'm studying the information, that's exactly what I would do in time.
Mhm.
That's my goal. I will take some of these sleepers and I will turn around and make them, and some will be hit and some will be missed, right?
Right.
But
The key is being able, right now, we're trying to start with something already a proven product. And we don't
exactly. And
have
that's what
that
makes it hard, because the only area on here where there's proven products,
is health.
well, weight loss. It's
Yeah.
not even health, it's weight
Weight
loss.
loss, yeah.
Basically, that's 90% of it.
Stop snoring, sleep apnea. Yeah. But that doesn't fit for mom and baby. So I was trying to see what would be a good mom and baby one, unless you think you're snoring as a mom.
What
Yeah.
did you filter to? Oh,
Uh,
baby sleep
Yeah.
search
yeah,
results. Okay.
I use,
I was just wondering.
You could even just type baby and see what happens.
yeah, let's go see what happens because it was all adult oriented there. So baby sleep miracle, but it's only $23. But that 2.99 gravity. Okay, this one has better gravity. Money wave.
Yeah. This is that law of attraction stuff I
Oh
said
no,
that
not
keeps
related to
coming
babies.
in. Yeah.
It's not really, there's not much for babies here.
No. And that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
isn't the Java thing doing well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Java.
yeah,
It's
if you want to
coffee.
do the
So
coffee,
Mom and
coffee goes
yes,
with moms. Yeah.
I
Yeah, mom.
literally was I started my TikTok, like organic TikTok today,
Yeah. Yay.
and one of my I know. I'm like, okay. So one of my things that I'm gonna do for tomorrow morning is it's a like reheating the coffee. Like the mom keeps heating the coffee because
Oh
there's
yeah.
endless things to do and we can never finish a cup of coffee on time.
I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
So that Java
so that's why I
girl
was thinking
would work.
Java.
Yeah.
that might
Yeah.
work.
I mean,
That's a good
anything
connection.
coffee, anything quick health and fitness, like anything that's health and wellness will do well with moms.
And,
Yeah.
and
I,
anything
I
that
think you're
gets
right.
you awake after you've had a sleepless
I
with the baby.
Yes, my niche, the mom life niche is very broad.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
It's
Yeah.
not just moms. It's like everything we want to do, but we have kids, so we need to do it faster.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I like it though. See, you could even, as a mom of two little kids, you could even like do a quick little video intro into it and do like I'm doing with my with your lead magnet opt in and whatever.
That's
Um,
true. I finally got everything situated on my blog. I just wanted to like format a few things, but I really wanted to get going on the TikTok and the Instagram organic.
Smart.
So I started today and I'm doing like a 30-day challenge
Yeah.
Yeah.
on it where you post 2 to 3 times a day to get your followers up. So today
Nice.
is day one.
Okay.
So we'll
That's the one
see
you
how that
created. Eli, is that the one you created through Chat GPT? Is
it
that
is.
okay? Okay.
But also because I thought like because I was thinking about it and typing it in Chat GPT and talking about it, of course, AI on my phone and my laptop picked it up. And so a lot of the feeds that I'm seeing on the social media platforms are coming through like 30-day challenge on how to get your
Yes.
followers
And
up,
you
blah,
can
blah,
take
blah.
little pieces. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
So
really good.
I've found a few um people that are, they've posted stuff for free. So I've taken some stuff and one of them has a free thing to what they call Notion calendar. I don't know if you guys have heard that.
No.
But it's a content creator calendar. I haven't really dabbled in it too much. I've just been like dumping stuff in it, so it's saved. But I have been literally using Chat GPT as like you can create a folder in that if you pay for it. I pay for it. So everything in there under Just Another Mama is within my folder. And so I can go to like the certain things that I need to revisit.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it built me the calendar, right? And I'm not doing necessarily it in order because some of the stuff I'm like, no, I don't really want to do that.
You gotta personalize it.
Right. Yeah. But at least it gave me a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
A lot of, pillars. So you have like 5 pillars that you're working off of and then all that. So
Nice.
I think the main thing was like getting my blog set up. I got ConvertKit to work. I set up automated emails for the initial sign up, as well as like the follow-up, the 2-day follow-up and the 3-day follow-up.
Nice.
Whereas, and I wanted to get that set and then I wanted to start my 30-day challenge, but like I have so much content for platforms that's not the hard part for me. I just needed to start. And then I had to learn how to use TikTok Studio, which is actually incredible.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Wow.
oh my goodness. I loved working in Canva.
Yeah.
TikTok Studio is like 10 times better
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
when it comes to content creation.
Okay.
When you want something to look great online on your website, you definitely want to stay in Canva. But TikTok, creating that video, like overlays, adding music, adding
Oh,
anything,
Okay.
anything you want that your heart desires.
Can I ask a
You,
stupid question? Because I'm not like good with social media yet.
no stupid questions.
So
I did
if-
all the research, so I was probably in the same boat as you.
I just
So
signed
if
up for
I-
TikTok, but I haven't done the studio. I was like, how do I get it to look like that? It's a,
So
if I create something in TikTok, can I use it on other platforms, or is it just TikTok capable? Excuse me.
it's not, you can connect your platforms together.
Okay.
The only reason why I did not is because I did not want my post to go and use the same hashtags as Instagram. So what I've learned is that there are algorithms that are specific to TikTok and then specific to Instagram. They're not the same. Whereas Facebook and Instagram are the same platform.
Yes. 'Cause they're
Essentially.
meta. Yeah.
So yeah, so I've learned that there is hashtags that work for TikTok but do not work for Instagram. They won't even
Interesting.
recognize them.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
So you
also you
could,
can
but you could create the video and then turn around and take it over there and use it on Instagram, Facebook, but you just need to change your write-up with it, right?
yeah, so you can
Okay.
save it with the music too. It's just that I don't know if TikTok and Instagram have the same music
yeah,
license.
I think you have
So
to
I
watch
don't
out
want
for
to
that.
So I literally, if I want to keep the same music, I download it and it does, and I mute it. And then I'll try to find the same music on Instagram, which I haven't ran into the problem where they don't have it. So
Okay.
there's that.
had
What I
issues?
have learned is that the tagging is super easy because it allows you to pick the tags and it tells you how many tags. So like this tag will have like 6
All right.
million.
Who's telling you, TikTok or Insta or?
Yes, when you type in like hashtag mom, it'll
Okay.
tell you all it'll start
The
popping
ones
up
that are
the
trending.
most trending.
Yes. Got
Yes,
it.
and
Yeah.
you'll pick the ones that are like have 6 million views, 500, like, it's like, yeah. So there's that. Granted, I'm on day 1,
Okay.
so I haven't even looked, but yeah, but the fun thing about TikTok Studio is that you can schedule your post.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool. I don't want to be doing it at 6 in the morning or
No.
12
There's so
or
many
8.
platforms you can do that where it's all like.
I didn't know that
Yeah.
can you do it on
That
Instagram?
you can do that with Facebook. I know that for a fact. You can
Oh.
schedule all like you can do tons. Like you can do 6 months worth and
Yeah.
have them scheduled, and they'll pop up and go live when you schedule them.
Yeah. So,
I don't know how to do it, but I know you
oh,
can.
okay. I'll have to look into the Instagram one because I really haven't found that out.
Yeah.
All I know is that the studio is quite nice.
I'm following a really good young person. I told Christy about her personal brand launch, and she's quite the character. She's I think she's like 22 now, and she went from starting this all on her own when she was like 16, 17, and she went from nothing to now she like last year she made 7 million, like, and she's expected to
Yeah.
like quadruple that.
Yeah.
Like but why I like her is the amount of information she gives for free is what Christy's giving. Like it's
Right.
like
There's a
the-
lot of people that give it for free, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I will definitely take a hold of that. The idea is to gain these followers, have them, this is my idea. Gain these followers, have that organic email list, and then I'm going to utilize my blog to utilize the Amazon affiliates.
yeah,
Hopefully I can get like, like the goal is
yeah,
500 followers,
yeah,
right? You need 500
I'm
and you need to make that sale
yeah,
when you become the associate or affiliate, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I looked into that, all that. It's fine. I'm gonna gain that followers, whatever. So that's why I'm doing the 30-day challenge. Also, while I'm doing that, because I wanted to get like the heavy lifting was the blog.
Mhm.
That was the heavy lifting, but I wanted
Yeah.
some credibility. I wanted some backbone. I didn't want to just
Yeah.
start posting on TikTok and Instagram, you know what I mean? And I wanted to be able to have like I didn't want to just come out of nowhere,
Yeah.
so I wanted something there for people to say, oh, actually, I see your profile. This is like now. She
Yeah.
doesn't really have that many posts, but she's got a blog.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. You know what I mean? So like
Speaking of
there's
blog, I
that.
don't know if it interests you or not, but I'd be willing to, like, again, my son's 19, but again, I raised him. And so I do have some interesting stories being a mom, being on a farm, being like different things. There may be some of the stories I have might fall into your topics. I know you're looking for people to share some stories or
Yeah.
whatever. When you're ready for that, let me know. I'll
Yeah.
throw topics at me, and if there's one that'll fit or two, I'll write
I
something
might
up.
use you guys for like testing purposes
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
right now I've just been using my own emails.
Yeah.
And so like I said, the idea was to get people into my blog, sign
Yeah.
up, or either, eventually get them. I could potentially get them in TikTok and Instagram, whatever.
Well, throw up your link
But
in the chat here, and
yeah,
I'll input my email and do all the things, and then if there's any way to, and I'll give
well,
you.
the idea is that once I got that done, I was going to start the Adam thing. I was going to start the
Yeah.
Clickbank thing because
Yeah.
essentially I want that to be like
Another
Christy sent me
avenue of
that
income. Yeah.
guy. Christy, what was that guy's name that
Which
you
one?
sent me as a YouTube video
I don't
about
know.
him setting up the automated emails and then
Oh, yeah.
basically you want to keep in touch with your email subscribers like the normal like, hey, how's it going? Just saying hi, blah blah blah. But then
Letters.
you really concentrate on the sales letters.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind
Yeah.
of like popping out. And
Yeah.
so those would be the click stuff.
Okay, actually, so I've been finding some really good people like that. And I think what I did, if you look at Creative Life Freedom, I also have that website as kind of my main domain for my email because there's something about financial in the name. Sometimes that domain it could have problems for delivery. So how to write emails that convert. Let me go ahead and I don't think I shared it. So let me go ahead and share this. Or did I? Okay, there we go. Let me do that, share it. So this is kind of like a little gold mine over here. To get emails that convert and watching, I think the guy I sent you, I embedded his video over here and then I put a
Yes.
summary of his
Yeah,
main
it's this
points.
guy.
Yep. He's really good. He's a master at email conversion. And so I
He's
study
really
his stuff
good.
for that. And his channel is just barely starting. I think he just started YouTube. So he doesn't have like a ton of followers yet, but I'm like, good, because he's going to give all his little nuggets while he's building his following before he
Send me
sells
his
his course.
info, that info to Christy.
So
for him.
Creative Life Freedom. That's, I've created.
Just, yeah,
Profit
copy and paste it in the
Oh, yeah,
chat.
there you go. I'll
Probably
just do
easier.
this because I'll show you kind of, this is like my little secret. I should probably do more of this, like my secret stash of when I find somebody really good. I'm doing research right now that I'm not posting, but okay, let's see. I don't know how to do it when I'm sharing a screen.
And just heads up, my daughter is about to walk into the door from dance, and she usually is like running around like a chicken with her head cut off. So I might have
All
to pop
good.
off here pretty soon.
There you
All
go,
good.
creativelifefreedom.com. And if you go to this site, you'll look under recent posts, and I'm doing different topics right here.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
haven't printed it. I haven't done enough of the print on demand. I found some really good stuff today. I've just been researching everything, trying to get my head around it.
Yeah,
But
because this goes back to your write-up of the 5 ways to make the income. So that
Yeah.
you're
I'll
just
tell you what,
building
you
that
did
up.
a really good job doing that.
Thank
You
you.
did. You did. I followed along quite well. There were some questions that I had, obviously. And like, technically on like the site side, like the back end, I needed some help, but you did a really good job, like being able to follow through. So that was nice.
Yeah, I figured if I
So
give a real good guide and then I'm going to build out, I have this blog portion of people that I'm finding that are teaching things, and then I'm going to eventually wrap things into courses that people can get PDF. And my idea is an email sequence of PDFs people can download and like $10 or whatever, get the PDF guide on different things might be helpful. So anyway, I just kind of figured I'd start with some really good blogs here. And then on Creative Profits Academy is where my courses and the things for sale. So, and then of course my free courses are here as well. So help people like,
Alyssa, I
yep.
do feel like if you ever like you have a site, right?
I'm working on building one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the heavy lifting part.
I'm
And
I'm
Meg probably
realizing
knows
that.
too.
Yeah.
It's
That's why
heavy
I'm building a
lifting.
coaching program just for helping people get a base. Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
t-shirts, if you have a WooCommerce store to feature your t-shirts, a social media channel to tie it together, and an email, you're good to go. You
Yeah.
can launch it. But
Yeah.
without it, and you just put a t-shirt
Yeah.
up on Amazon, you don't have no way of promoting it.
Backbone. Yeah.
Yep, it makes
Yes. And
it harder to
then
get sales.
yes. So that's the thing is once that is created, I think everything's starting to flow. Like
Yeah.
things aren't going like the thought process isn't as extensive, like
Yeah.
the research on what you're gonna do on there and how to like
I
get
think it's
into
also
where
more interesting too, right? Let's face it,
it's
building a
it is.
website is not like what I would consider like high date night. It's kind of like, okay,
No.
having macaroni and cheese night, and I want the steak and lobster night.
Yes. So it's like I said, like it does take time and effort and
Yeah,
research and even just like fiddling around in WordPress was like
I figure I'm gonna get bogged down because I'm even scared to go to Christy's stuff for doing because she's got the monkey
I
chin.
learned a lot by Googling it. Like,
Yeah,
how do I do this? Why? Like I just Googled everything because
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
want to bother
I do a
Christy on
lot of that
everything.
too.
You
I
did a
do.
really good job. You figured a lot of things out. And what's nice
Yes.
about now the one piece I haven't built out because I'm still learning it, it's the email platform I used here to show this was all my MailChimp because that's where Green Living Off Grid was built off of. So I had some data to actually show. But those principles apply with ConvertKit. The difference is ConvertKit, you can create your own digital products and sell it right on the platform. And MailChimp, you have to have a WooCommerce store, bring it in and link it that way, but you can't bring it into the platform to sell and deliver automatically. Meg and I were doing that with her lead magnet, setting it up. So, like that form on my page with Adam, his bridge page, I was going to show you this. So if you go in, I don't know if I can, let's see what happens. Okay. Can you guys see my shared in media right now? I just changed the picture, so I don't know if it's showing that. Can you
It's
see
showing the cutting edge.
yeah, good. So like this one, if I put my email in, let's see, I'll just put that one in. So I'll just sign up again because it will not matter how many times I sign up. It will not It will not duplicate in my thing. So I can show this over and over.
Oh.
But you know how people go right on the form, they're looking at my video that's going to be embedded. They'll be encouraged to get the companion guide. Then they go to click this download to your email, right? Look at how easy that is.
Yeah.
The way I designed the form. So we'll send it to you, and then I tell them watch the video below to learn more. So they're not tempted to jump to the email right away. Hopefully they'll stay on the form, read the rest about it, and get to the video. And so the idea is I'm collecting a lead with.
What if you also put a line in there, even though it's going instantly, tell them to watch for the email in the next 12 hours or the next 24
Oh, yeah.
or something?
Okay.
Because then mentally they're like, oh, it's not going to be here for a bit. Because I've seen people do that when they're capturing emails.
Uh-huh.
Watch for it in the next 24 hours, check your spam as well.
Oh,
Yeah, check your spam.
Yeah.
So Christy, so this is your Flexi
yeah.
site,
Yeah.
and that what you just did right there is your own ConvertKit.
Yes.
Okay, so you embedded your ConvertKit, and then
Mhm.
you're going to put your Clickbank stuff on here. Clickbank offers on.
Yeah. So my Clickbank offer is what this video will take them to the VSL. But
And
I'm
it's
building.
related, right?
Yeah.
Because like he wanted you to make a landing page that was like kind of broad,
Yeah.
covering the whole thing.
It's very tailored to a specific avatar. I might change it a little bit to go moms oriented, but it still works. You know, a gal who wants to make extra income online, because this platform with ClickBank does that. It shows some jobs they can make money right away, which I'd be tempted to do myself because I can use it, but I can't build all this and do another job. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just gotta stick with it. But yeah, the idea is, Eli, I don't know if you can, when you get a second, when they go and they get this, it sends an email, but it will not add them to your list until they click the email link. And so when you go to the email, I was going to show this too. So let me move my Zoom here. I might.
Yes, that is one thing I figured out by adding my own email, and then I had to go in and confirm subscription.
Yeah, so the way to get your lead magnet to deliver, there's two ways. You can have it go through your site, which I did because I want to upsell with a video. So I made it that way. But another one, this one off of Adams, automatically, and I need to change this. I think I could change the title here. I haven't figured it out yet. But to get their guide, it automatically, I got my kitty here, delivers right to the email. So when they click to get the guide, it's also auto-confirming them and putting them on my list. And see how well that works. Just clicked it right there, and now it's right on their email. So this doesn't require them to have to go. They could just download right here the guide, and they could get it right onto their email. They don't have to go to my site to get it. Now, I'm recommending two ways of doing this. The page that takes them to my site so that I can then upsell with a video. And that's where we do our own URL so that we can put it on our social media. And I'm trying to keep them get them onto my site. Or with Adam's product, I want them to go to the platform. I don't want them to go to my site. So I have it so it automatically just downloads the guide right to their email. So there's two different forms I have. One is a page, and the other is an opt-in form. And with the opt-in form, I set it up with an upload right into the form to deliver it. So that it automatically goes that way. So just as you're thinking about, you know, what do you want the person to do? Where do you want them to go? Don't want them distracted by my site right now. They'll get my emails, then they'll be able to see other things I have on my site. Right now, I want them to go to Adam's ClickBank product, you know, tie connection so that I can make a sale. So I don't want them going right to the email right away, but to let them know, hey, I like how you put it. Alyssa, that's a great idea. And watch for it in the next 12 hours, check your spam folder. It'll be coming, you know, in a little while. But in the meantime, while you're waiting, watch this video. So that's a really good idea. And all of this stuff is editable in the ConvertKit options for incentivized email. I have to check this. I don't know if I can change the word on this. Download your guide now, which auto confirms, but I can, instead of saying confirm your subscription,
Yeah.
because that could be a drawback. So I have to think about that. But anyway, that's the idea. And I talk about it will confirm your subscription. So I have it saying it will, but I don't want the button to say confirm your subscription. I want to say download your free guide now, or your companion guide now, because I'm using the word companion as it's part of the process. So yeah. There you go. That's what I've been playing with a little bit.
That's cool.
Gonna work
Eli, I
sequence.
gave you my email. I did my work one, the Duff.
Did you get an email?
I haven't looked yet, but I'm just letting you know that I.
Mine popped up right away, but then I also noticed that one email wasn't working. And it's not work, and it wasn't just my site. It was like other things. So I'm like, it's my email. It's not my site because I tried it on my husband's email and my other email and it worked both times right away. So I was like, how weird.
Well, you have to, like for me in the Make Money Online, you have to be careful with certain words that can flag the algorithms to block your email from getting delivered. We had a weird thing. My brother in Gmail was trying to send me AI companion script for our last call. It wouldn't go through. And we tried several times to just forward it from his email to mine. He could send me an email and it came across, but forwarding it wouldn't go. I don't know if I said something on the call and the thing was blocking it, but when he made a brand new email and then uploaded the files, it went over. Finally, I got it. But it was kind
Yeah,
of
your button, I got it, Eli. Sorry, I cut you off, Christy.
that's fine.
And it
Okay.
says confirm your subscription too. So
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, then in 2 days, you should be getting another email.
okay, I'll watch.
Yeah.
Boom, you're officially confirmed.
Yes.
On the list.
Thanks.
I'll go like all your Facebook and everything too.
Well, I just started today.
Yeah.
So there's only
Oh,
2 posts.
Right, we're here, right? To support each other, right?
Yeah.
I should go look at
Okay, but I
I
do
guess
have
I
to get
should
going
put
because it's
mine
like,
too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Send me
Yes,
your
put my
info,
pictures
Meg,
on
for
here,
sure.
please.
We
Put it
can
in Discord so I can look at it.
Yeah.
But I do have to get going. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
well, we're
How are
at the
you?
2 hour mark just about. So I was gonna wrap
Yeah.
it. And poor Meg is probably super tired. She's on the East Coast.
Yep.
So
Well, universalenergy.com, is it?
NRG, energy, and not but
NRG.
NS.com. There we go.
Okay, y'all. Catch you later.
Sounds good. Have a good night, Eli. Thanks for joining
You too.
us.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see y'all later. Bye, Meg.
Are we closing down? We're done?
Or do
Okay.
we want to continue a little bit?
My eyes are like not opening anymore.
I know we spent a lot of time over the weekend. She and I worked on her stuff a lot. So I don't know if you needed any help with anything before we hang up the call, but I know you're probably really tired. So I thought I'd jump a second.
It was just trying to figure out, and now I'm like going, you know what? I'm ready to just do the moringa like the way that I did at the beginning.
Stick with your
The-
gut, Meg. Don't let others tell you otherwise.
Well, the thing is, that one is like a supplement that helps with everything. So it could be for glucose, it could be for weight loss, it could be for liver.
I was
whatever.
laughing because you typed out glucose 6. That's the one I'm doing.
No, that's the one that I was telling you that it's non-GMO. So
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's the one
That was
I
the
picked.
one that I was looking for. So Moringa Magic doesn't have the GMO.
Ooh,
Non-GMO.
I like your picture here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing.
So
I'll go through and I'll like all your social media and everything, and I'll get into your subscription, get in touch, join us. Is that the one where I do my email?
I have no idea. I don't think I even have it done right.
I don't know if we have that together yet because
No.
Okay.
what we do, there's 2 things. There's WP forms where
Yeah.
people can email you with questions about stuff on your site.
Okay.
And that's separate from the
Okay.
lead magnet collection.
Let me know when you're taking emails and all the things, and then I'll go around and do all the things.
She's getting there though. I think we made really good progress, and she was doing an opt-in wait list for her workshop. But the next thing is the lead magnet itself, coming up with something that they could just download a PDF guide.
Mm.
And I don't know that we integrated that with her site yet. I'm not sure. Have we done that yet? Have we set it up with your Kit plugin? Okay, so maybe we have to do another.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm like
I
my
think
brain is like
You got ConvertKit set up with your domain so that you can
Mhm.
post your page and you could create an image of your opt-in. But I'm recommending two lead magnets. You have the one for your workshop, and then you have the one that would be separate just to learn about whatever it is that you're doing. That could be just a real small little PDF. It could be long, it could be short, whatever you want to put down as a
You
guide.
know the thing I was thinking about with the program and things like that? I set up all these meditations within the workshop. Where am I going to be saving that? It's not a YouTube.
Right. So if it's a music, you can do like a SoundCloud, sound.
Okay.
There is I don't know if you have to pay for the basic account, but you may. I'm on a paid account, but I put music into that, or you can create AI, NVIDIA AI. You can make a video with music and but the issue with music, if it's licensed music, you're gonna have trouble with posting it on YouTube. So you'd be better off doing a SoundCloud where you're not gonna be hitting licensing issues, I don't believe, on SoundCloud.
I found music that was like royalty free, so it's in the background while I'm telling people,
Okay.
imagine yourself in the middle of the forest with
Well,
the
then you're
waterfalls.
fine. NVIDIA AI then. Pull NVIDIA AI and you can use your music as a music track and your voice. But when you do NVIDIA AI, it creates imaging to go with whatever it is, whatever script you put in. So you think of your script, you put it in, it's going to create its own version of, like music and whatever, but you can sub that out and create a video
Just
version.
make it clouds. I don't know.
Well, and
Yeah.
a lot of things I
But
do a mix of both. I use NVIDIA for some of my videos or parts of it, and then I put my own audio track over it, even though NVIDIA does its own version. Or sometimes I just like what it does. I let it do the narration, and then I put my music. But I usually have my own, like I don't buy tracks, or if I'm doing royalty free, then I'm doing my own video project, usually with Wondershare, and I'm just creating everything myself at that point. So NVIDIA
um,
does like
because
faceless YouTube. So it does music and script, and you put the script in, but it will put the text on the screen.
That's where I'm excited with that TikTok that Eli was talking about,
Yeah.
because TikTok has such a music list that they have access to. So if it's on there, then you should
Yeah.
be able to use it, right?
Yeah. Well, and real Instagram has some of that as well. You have to be careful about like between the platforms. Even if the song is there, one is trending, then you want to pick the trending version on one platform versus the other one. And they could get real picky if they're not the same song, what's licensed for each one.
I already did it on all this Audacity, like the way that I did with music
Okay.
classes and stuff like that. So it's just me talking through the whole meditation or whatever relaxation
Good.
session and breathing session or whatever with the music in the background. So
Okay. I,
it's already an MP3.
yeah.
It's just I just don't know where to keep it so that it is like it's only like how YouTube you make it private and
Oh,
then
yeah.
it will only, so I'm like, do I just record it with a background kind of thing going the whole time and that keeps on looping?
I would be tempted to take your script that you've already recorded, put it into NVIDIA AI, see what it comes up with images. You can sub images out, but that will give you the royalty-free imaging. Then go
Oh, okay.
to your software. Um, you could try CapCut. I haven't used it, but they have a desktop version for editing. And try taking that video that it creates, muting it, and throwing your script or yeah, your script, your music, and your audio on it and see if it'll sync. I don't know because you talk at a different pace than NVIDIA AI will likely put it together. But it might be worth trying to see what you could tell it you could tell it no titles. Have you seen NVIDIA AI?
I've only done Wondershare.
Okay, let me just show you it. Um, Actually, because I have an account, so it just makes it easy if I could just, I'm gonna throw this on, share that for right now. Let's go into NVIDIA AI so that you can see what you can do with it. And I'll just show you my stuff. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, doesn't it have a, it doesn't recognize me because I don't usually log in on this computer. Probably already, it'll find my account. It should. Okay, I might be able to show the library.
So instead of Filmora, I should have done NVIDIA.
No, there's different things. Each one's different. Filmora is your editing software. You're going to still need it if you're going to have your own track and your own music that you want to add to it. You're going to put the project together on Filmora, but to create the video part of it, this is probably, I was looking to see what I had for, because I have projects I've done. It may be too old and they might have gotten rid of it. Here's one I did this month. So yeah, this will show it. So what I did is I picked a topic and I had it in Chat GPT. I put the script together in Chat GPT and then I brought it in and
How much is this a year?
I'm trying to remember. My mission paid for it. So
Okay.
which is good because we do a lot of videos on the ministry side. So it was like 100 something. I'm thinking $180. It might be more, might be less. I'm not sure. Because I did buy an upgraded max plan because I have a lot of videos to do. So
Okay.
but basically you see how it'll put I decided not to do the script on this one. I decided just to let it do images. I could play it. I don't know if it's gonna be too loud. Let's see if I could bring this down so it's not too loud. So I had
Vital exploration of a faith tradition often misunderstood, Jehovah's Witnesses. Our aim is not to belittle or condemn, but to understand, compare, and pray for those who adhere to this distinctive system of belief. We'll examine the theological bedrock upon which their faith is built, noting points of convergence and divergence with the historic Christian faith.
I'm just gonna pause it for a second, but you could get an idea of what it will let you do. And let's go click edit. So like it creates its own music. I gave it the script and then it sourced images for it. What you
Okay.
do then is take the images and pull it into Wondershare, and then you could take your own audio track and your own music. And like, let's say you wanted to change, I told it 10 minutes. I wanted a 10-minute video. That's why it wasn't changing very fast. If you go a real short video, it'll change quicker. So it depends on your script and your length and what you want. But like
Okay.
you can see how easy it is. If you want to change out a picture, upload it in image or stock media. It will give you generative media if you want to do an AI generated one based on this text. You got a script right here. So at any one of these, I could change the image if I wanted to. So this is a really nice platform when you don't have images for your audio and you're wanting to make something that goes with it, give it the script and then see what it wants, what it will create. And right now this one's created, so you're seeing the ability to edit each one. I could change the music if I wanted to. I don't know if I could take music off. Maybe I can. I can use my voice. I don't like what it does when it uses my voice. It doesn't talk like the way I talk. So I kind of got irritated with that. I decided I'll just do my own voice when I want to and re-record my audio over it. But yeah, and of course, this is a spiritual video, so obviously my images are more, geared toward that kind of topic.
I noticed a lot of the images have that like watermarks on them. But then I saw when you export, it will remove them or something.
Yes,
Okay.
when you're building, it's always going to have watermarks, and they give you a free version to play with so that before you buy it, you can export it with the watermarks on it. But when you buy whatever plan you buy, the watermarks are removed. So it's a good way to take your audio, your music, and then get some source images that are they are royalty images, but it's licensed through NVIDIA. so
Yeah.
that you technically own it.
You don't have to worry about anybody coming after you because they've already been paid for them. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the idea. And I've been impressed with their stock overall. If I
Yeah, I'm looking at it going like it's very clear, and it's, like the imagery is like they're using some good images.
Yeah, really good images. And see story blocks and iStock. You go to try to buy this stuff, it's a fortune.
Yeah.
So being able to
Just ready to just, since dad takes so much scenery pictures, just use one of those in the background.
you could.
Yeah,
You could.
absolutely.
And
You
you
could
could
just
build
have
a
rolling slideshow of relaxing imagery of photographs like there that you have. There's nothing wrong with that.
no, this is
Because
a platform if you don't have imaging, which a lot of my text articles on my site do not have images. So I really rely on this to help me with some of the concepts to make it a video out of just what a regular text. But you could see, I mean, there's a variety. And then my gardening one I did a while back, so I don't know if it's still in there, but on my green living off grid, it's gonna talk in a minute once it loads and I get it to me. Oh, good, it didn't. So this was done on NVIDIA. Let's see which one I did. Okay, I know I did it over here. Oh yeah, here we go. This was a NVIDIA one where I let NVIDIA
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million fund that they have to pay
get
out?
the Amazon ad over with. There you go. So this was,
In an era of rising food costs and growing concerns about food quality, growing your own food emerges as a powerful.
see how it has a good
It's a way to
variety.
reclaim control over what you eat, reduce your grocery bills, and improve your overall well-being. Imagine stepping into your backyard and harvesting fresh, flavorful vegetables.
Like for my
in a garden.
gardening niche, it did
Picture
great.
the satisfaction of preserving your harvest, ensuring a
Yeah.
supply of nutritious food year-round.
And I could pick the
This is
voice I
promise
wanted,
of gardening,
and it just
a
does
rewarding
better when you
endeavor
let
that
it
nourishes
use its
both
own
body
voice.
and soul. Let's face it, food prices are on the rise. According to the U.S.,
Huh.
food prices increased by 10.9% in 2022. This trend.
So anyway, that gives you an idea of what you can do if you buy the service with NVIDIA AI. It really helps me out with some of my more talking head videos. That'd be boring to just talk to somebody. I could actually have some images going that support whatever it is I want to talk, put the script in there and let it do its thing. So yeah.
Interesting. I'm not there yet, but I like this. Like that's neat. Like, is it something you could like you could do with your blogs? You could do it as kind of like a video story blog.
Oh yeah, I can embed
Okay.
that on my site. In fact, that one,
Hello.
mute it real quick. Like, so I'll show you what I did with my cats and gadgets. So I do all different kinds of videos with it. It also
Yeah.
has a short format. And with cats and gadgets, I had a blast with this one. Getting a cat, ultimate grooming guide for your cat.
Stop doing the cat grooming guesswork.
I let it
Follow
use
these
my
easy
voice.
steps instead. First, know
It's
your
okay.
cat's coat type, short, long, or somewhere in between. Different fur, different care. Next, invest in essential tools. A slicker brush, comb, and nail clippers. Brushing is key. Start slow and gentle to avoid the claws of fury. Worried about bath time? Most cats hate water, so use a damp cloth for spot cleaning instead. And for the love of whiskers, trim those nails. Trust me, your furniture will thank you. Finally, keep an eye on ears and teeth. Dirty ears and bad breath. It's time for a vet visit.
Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Oops. I gotta get off this thing. It's gonna keep talking. Anyway, there you go. So I have
Okay.
like all these fun little different videos, but that little one, I took it into YouTube Shorts and it got kind of the average amount. Then I went to Facebook Reels, reposted it in Facebook Reels. The thing took off. I had like, compared to my usual videos of 30, 40 views or whatever, it had like 500 views in just a day or so. And
Yeah.
I posted it into some groups because it was on platform. Facebook into Facebook groups. Facebook pushed it out a lot more.
Well, and Facebook right now has completely done a 180 on their analog rhythms because they, for a while, anything to do with Christianity, it was so censored and they wouldn't have anything to do with it. Now he's done a 180 and he's in big support to all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
And
nice.
like they removed some of the woke groups, like
Good.
transgender stuff and gender dysphoria or whatever terms they have. He removed a bunch of that stuff already. And I was like,
Nice.
so it is the time to put this stuff because it is being risen to the top.
Nice. Maybe I could go
Yeah,
back to doing that. I've been doing my own thing on the groups with the mission.
yeah.
And the other stuff I've been just putting on my website with the AI because, a lot of people they know me because of my experience on the streets, and those videos get a lot of views compared to, again, the comparison is different, but I need to make more shorts, and the shorts I've had some go like 5,000 views in on my
So
spiritual.
how come you're just not going into Canva and just like clipping and just taking them or something like that? Or even like how long does even Adam's GIF make for videos? Like you should be able to crop out a 30-second video right in GIF.
Maybe I
Gifter.
haven't tried it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I
I
haven't messed with Canva enough to use the templates to know how to do that or to figure it out with the reels.
but even Gifster, just throwing it in there and to make some shorts.
Yeah, I have a lot of content for shorts.
Oh, okay.
On the mission side, I've
Yeah.
got years and years of videos. So I'm actually using Opus Clip to take my long form content and narrow it down. I have
Break it up.
100 clips to review. It's not that part I'm doing great on the ministry side. It's just the time to go through the clips, pick the best ones, put them up, and take them all. I'm overwhelmed between that and the cats in the garden and now my MMO.
See,
I'm
and now
just
you know why I put Epic Girl Construction over here for now. Because
Yep.
once they get these ones where they need a lot less attention, they'll still need attention,
Yeah.
but not mind-numbing attention. That's why I had that
Yeah.
conversation, and I was like, "Hey,
I've
as
got
much
so much stuff. I was gonna do some of my gardens and I've already got things cut apart with Opus Clip. That's my other AI tool. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm out of time by the end of the day because I'm
yeah."
researching things to build out MMO. So my focus is more Adam's product with Clickbank to lead into my MMO. Now I'll get those back end products going with
Well, I
the
think you're doing a fabulous job. Like it's going to come together really nicely.
good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that just having the core curriculum up so people can start dabbling in it and trying
Mhm.
different things and saying, okay, I'm ready to build the base website, sign up for my, build it, jumpstart your influence. And I get people to build the website, doing that together because it is tricky at times. And so I think I have a real good system that's going to eventually take off with the coaching program, hopefully. But I got,
Well, I know I like being at one of your test dummies. I'm excited to like now I'm leaning towards getting the website going.
yeah,
And that is going to be very because I've never built one. And so for me, it'll be a challenge. And so, I mean, the more of your instruction, hey, that is not a chew toy. Hey, Odie, stop it. No.
dog video
Sorry.
channel too.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can do dogs. No problem. I could have done,
I could do rescues.
oh, yeah, I
Be a
got one of
little
those
dog
too.
video.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I yeah, if there's anything I can do to help even with that, like for like like I said, I haven't watched your like for MailChimp, AK Converter Kit, because I'm scared to get confused.
yeah.
So I haven't watched the video yet. I might look,
Website up first. So I would
yeah,
focus on that. And then
yeah,
the convert kit, because you're linking in your tie with your email list with your website. And
yeah,
so without it, you can't have the blogs they're going to send out on your emails. Why collect
yeah,
emails if you have no place to send them to anything?
yeah. No, it just looked like they coexist, so
They
that's
do.
all.
That's the whole idea. So I've decided my philosophy is to build these little mini courses, mini guides. And of course, I already have a battery of interesting blogs on creative life freedom. Plus, I'm
Paint by
building.
number instructions are so big.
People will love to be able to just download a PDF, walk them through the t-shirt creation process with the image right there. They can
Yep,
watch the video if they want, but having it built with images right into a document. I mean, once you pay, $10, $20, whatever for something that simple, and
yeah,
then sending a series of emails that drive toward those kinds of products. And
Yeah.
then they're like, wow, I love this stuff. They start building all these extra things to make income. Okay, now I'm ready for a website. Okay, jump into jumpstart your influence with a
Yeah.
website. And then I get the coaching, coaching calls to help people with the technical side. And it is a bit of time. Like, Meg and I were on for, I don't know what it was, an hour or two on Saturday. Three, it wasn't three. All I know is my afternoon was gone, but it was like we made some good progress. And that's the thing, that there's stuff there that I know how to do, or I have to look up a little bit, but I have been through it and it can really help people out. Whereas if you've never done anything like this, it's pretty bewildering. So
Well, and that's,
You know what?
yeah.
I like making SOPs, which is step by step by step by step. So the thing that was really annoying is that I didn't it didn't videotape the whatever. So I'm like missing a whole chunk, and I'm like, because what I do is I pause and take a
Mhm.
screenshot and then write the instruction.
oh
Take
yeah.
another screenshot, because that's the way I work. I don't know if it will help other people, but I figured once I have it done, then I could just make a SOP file and just plop it into you, give it to you, Christy, and then you could go, okay, if somebody can't handle listening and following directions, then here's a screenshot of this and a screenshot of this and a screenshot of this. And
Yeah. Well, that's my goal with my actual course curriculum that I'll be building out for the paid portion is going to be a lot more guides and hands-on. They can watch videos, but you really want some help, I kind of want some kind of an edge to not just stay on my free stuff, but actually jump
Yeah,
into
for
it.
sure.
right,
So
right.
Well, and that's just it. You back off on, like, the free stuff just touches the surface, right? And then
Yep.
you go deeper and deeper the more money they spend. That's just
Well,
how it
and
works.
workshops, guides that I'll be offering, and then I want to have a paid community where people will be getting a guide each month, maybe
Yeah.
more than one, but like a workshop each month. And then with it comes all these different pieces that go with it. And so that's the goal, because then I have monthly income if a person's not ready for, going onto the coaching program, because it's gonna be like $3,000, $4,000, something like that. They can buy the $50 a month and
Yeah.
just get the guides that go around my 5 strategies of income creation, and you know something like that. And then one coaching call a month on the $50 a month plan. And then if they want to do the build of jumpstart your influence, build your base website together, then that's much more time, because it's more time on my part to work one-on-one with people, setting all that up, making sure Justin with Springs Hosting knows what they need. And I'm the go-between. I've done this for a lot of you guys. And so, yeah, I think we work really well. Justin and I work really well because I know what he's saying needs to be done. And so, like, we had some emails from Eli. She didn't understand what was going on. I read what Justin said. I'm like, okay, let's try these things. We troubleshoot a lot of stuff. Then she had to get on tech support ConvertKit because something wasn't working right. We got it resolved, but it helped because I had that background. I've seen other people look at my video. I had somebody in another program not related to this, but they watched some of my videos, tried to do it themselves. They got emails from Justin, didn't know what they were doing. And of course, they weren't working with me, so they weren't even telling me they were having trouble. And they gave it to some other tech guy who was trying to talk with Justin. The tech guy didn't know, like, it completely fell apart. Nothing happened. They couldn't get their site up. I'm like, dude, you should have told me, because that's what I do. But I'm like, she technically wasn't really part of Sheridan, and so she wasn't somebody I was supporting. And I'm like, yeah, this is why I'm building that program, because it really is a hands-on platform with Justin.
Well, and then honestly, now you have your links. One of those ones is people, like, there's so many of these platforms out there with the tools to do this stuff. Well, now you can go, okay, under t-shirts, I recommend Kittle. Here's, this, and here's a intro video. And then, like, you can, like, technically take your subscriptions, and also they really could be guided into the 5 areas,
Mhm.
right? Like, you could go, okay, if you're interested in t-shirts, $50 a month, and every month there'll be some, like, a video, a tip, a trick or tip kind of thing and like just focus it like because it's stuff that you can all pre-make, right? So
Yep.
and it's the same stuff over and over, right? As someone comes in, they get the beginner and then,
Yeah, well, and that's the idea is that membership will be relative to what's the latest thing that's working in this area, this niche.
yeah,
How are they promoting the t-shirts? What is this person
yeah,
doing? But I
yeah,
want to also highlight influencers. I like to collaborate with them, and that's where podcasting comes in. I could do
mhm,
so much with the monthly platform, whereas Jumpstart Your Influence is specific to you getting your base website and you're getting the email sequence going, and then if you stay in the monthly program, you're going
yeah,
to get a whole lot more. Being part of the monthly program, I'm thinking $1,000 off the coaching if they sign
yeah,
up for coaching. So it's a good deal to be part of that
yeah,
because the idea is the two go together. And
yeah,
really, you start with t-shirts, then you might want to go into KDB books, or maybe you want to build some kind of a stock website that goes with your niche. You get pictures on that particular thing. It's all
yeah,
niche based. And it all
yeah,
goes back to number one, asking the market what's selling, getting your story and your niche nailed down, the first two.
yeah.
So all that ties together. So I think we
Okay.
have a good system on building it out, and hopefully we'll be launching it. But I just haven't gotten everything built like where I want to, at least get enough to get.
Well, and that's like I said, that's why I'm focusing on just those two. My ultimate first is like getting the weight loss stuff with Adam, and then turning around, getting my triple threat teas. I thought of a second name for the company, but I really hope I can do triple threat teas. I also can, if I can't incorporate in Canada, then I'm just going to do an LLC in the States.
Mhm.
So I'll just do one through Wyoming because they have some of the best taxation and whatever for building an LLC. So
Yeah, and also to think about merch on demand, you need to have a US bank. And I just learned about a platform today. I don't remember the name, but there is a platform you can get signed up with a US bank.
already got one.
Oh,
So
you're all set.
it's a leftover account from when I had my other company and
But
it's
you
in
got it.
Wyoming.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'll just get a hold of them if I have to fly down there and change it over to the new company, like change names and sign off, then I will.
You
It's not
might
a
be
big
able to
deal.
do that online, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'll talk to them when I'm not near there. So, but yeah, because I was doing name search and I found in Saskatchewan there's a triple threat company. It's triplethreat.ca, but it's just literally like workout clothing that just says triple threat on it. Like it's a very so anyways, and when I was researching the corporation stuff, the back end stuff, even though they have that, I could still incorporate because we're in separate provinces. If I wanted to go, say, incorporate federal, which doing an online business, I don't need to incorporate federally, but I want to, if I can, um, I'm still looking at, I might just bypass doing one in Canada and just do them in the States because I'm being paid down there. And if I don't have to bring the money here, it,
Yeah.
there's tricks and tips to avoid certain taxation. So,
Look at everything you got high tax.
Whole
yeah,
tariff thing.
but this is being recorded, so I don't want to get into more detail.
No, that's good enough, but it does give people an idea of how to really take this. Don't just start with just ads, but like anybody else who might watch this video later to start thinking bigger than just, pushing the one product and really
Yeah.
make a business out of this.
You'll never make six figures pushing one product. It's not going to happen. My
No.
goal is to have 5 online businesses.
Yeah.
And a
And
minimum.
even
Yeah.
just one business, but you can incorporate all these different avenues under it is
Products are different than businesses, right? So that's like when to me, when I'm saying like businesses, I'm talking like I'll have my Duff services, which will be the Adams products, right? Clickbank. That to me is one business, right? So like Meg, you're gonna have your coaching and you're also gonna have your meditation, all that stuff, but you're also gonna have Clickbank. So you already are gonna have 2 or 3, right? So it's just
income lanes, but it'd
yes,
still be one business. But
yeah,
that's for LLC. I mean, with my LLC, I've got Cats and Gadgets, which is a separate trade name, but it can be its own separate website still under the main LLC. That's how we do it in America.
Yeah, the structuring is it's somewhat similar, but a little different. But ideally, like if I end up doing a lot of Canadian stuff, then I will do individual corporations, and then what you have is a holding company, and then
Okay.
a trust. Okay, so you guys do LLCs, then you do C corps, and then trust, I believe. So we have one extra step. That's
Yeah, I did the S corp and it was premature, way
yeah.
too late.
Yeah, you got to have money coming in.
I know,
Yeah.
with the sales reps. Oh, well.
Honestly, the biggest thing to do is just make sure there's debtors so that it looks like there's nothing there. If someone tries to sue you, the
Yeah,
lawyer will look it up and go, yeah, it's got money coming in, but it's so debted, it can't.
I have that already, even with the LLC, because I rolled
Yeah.
something over. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it's still goes on my taxes and it goes against and offsets my income because I'm running it as an LLC personal to
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
For now, until I can get this, maybe it'll
We
change.
should probably let Meg go. She looks like she's ready for bed.
Oh, and I'll go ahead and say good
I'm
night.
like,
All right, good night, everyone. Good call. Thank you very much.
Can I talk to you for 2 minutes, Christy? I just didn't want to keep tying up Meg if she wanted to
Hi,
go.
Meg, if you want to go. All right.
No, so my book, I think I figured out what I'm gonna do for a title.
Uh-huh.
Because I kind of liked what you did, but it sounded like a sales pitch, the title itself, right? And I get where you're coming from. I read Mark, I'm pretty sure it was Mark 15:10 you sent me.
I don't remember.
That's okay. And I get and the reason I want to use I was a good person is because so many people who aren't Christian think that by doing good works, they'll get to heaven,
Yeah,
good deeds. And that's why I want to write it that way. And so, because that's their mindset,
yeah.
that's where they are. And then I decided what I'm going to do. And now I'm a blank person.
Ah, blank. So you're keeping curious.
Yes. So they'll have to look deeper into it to be like, well, where are they going with this, right?
Uh-huh.
So
That I like that. You're not giving it all away in the title. That's good.
no. And it's enough of a mystery to hopefully
Open it
entice
up,
them.
read the preface, read the little description on the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll build out from it, but I was like, oh, I like that. Because I was like, oh, an awesome person or an excellent person. I was just like, no, that's not what I want.
Everybody likes to say they're good. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was
River.
no, but I mean, like, even instead of saying saved, right? Like I am I really like the word saved, but I was like, I understand where you're coming from, because you're right. People, anything that like has that, religious undertone, they shut down.
Yeah.
Because that's what frustrates me is so many people get religion confused with relationship.
Yeah, they do.
And that's one of the chapters I'm going to have in my book is a religion versus relationship. Again, my stories, my ideas, my opinions, right? But coming from me, right?
Yeah.
My angle, right? But I feel a lot of people will be able to relate, and I think it'll become that book that Christians can take and give to someone who isn't a Christian and go, look, just I tell you what, just read this 220-page book, and then maybe we'll talk,
Yeah.
right? Like, because that's what Rich Dad Poor Dad was, is a lot of people, it became that book that was very, and I keep going back to it because I'm like, the formula was just so good, right? And so, because he just kept saying from this point of view to this point of view to this
Yep.
point of view, and so that I'm going to follow that format heavily. Like, I'm
Nice.
going to pull out my Rich Dad Poor Dad copy and just reread it and really follow that format. But yeah, I even started writing some of the chapters,
Oh,
like
that's
just the
going to be
titles.
exciting. Yeah.
It's sorry. Oh, yeah, okay. So I highlighted them. So like what my first chapter I think will be called In the Beginning. right? Because there'll be puns, right? Like a little bit of that,
Yeah.
but and then stuff like and these aren't for sure, but hot mess and then some, and then
That's cute.
what led me to church, then pray, comma, a phone call to God. So yeah, and then when were you saved? So here's my story about getting saved. I'll make it really quick. After I'll tell you these first, and then I'll tell you that because you're gonna laugh so hard. Reading the big book, could have saved six figures. So that'll be a little bit of the what I spent on like self-help and all that. Ongoing journey for life. Me before Christ, me after Christ. The triple threat crew because I'm gonna tie in my shirts and stuff. And then also I have the re religion versus relationship as a chapter. So these are just again just kind of jotting, and then I just been jotting the stories and stuff, and that kind
I
of thing.
love it. This is
Yeah.
a great book.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come together nicely.
And I can't wait till you do a video. You'll have your book in hand and you'll do a video telling your stories a little bit to
Yeah.
people curious.
Yeah, I'll start small and I'll just kind of, I was actually also going to even go through and look at a bunch of Robert Kiyosaki's videos with talking about Rich Dad Poor Dad, right?
Nice.
And because again, the formula works, right? Like he sold how many millions of copies with that formula. So, um,
I like it.
so I went to a conference and it was a women's conference at the church, and that's how I started, like one of the reasons I started going there. There's other history things, but anyways, the point from there. And then I liked it. And then I attended church, and then there was a speaker coming at another thing, and I went, oh, I'm gonna go to that because it's interesting. Anyway, I'm always like sit at the front row because I'm there to learn, right? Like or right near the front. Anyways, and I have this thing, people are just always, they kind of are attracted to me. Like it's just I don't know what it is, don't ask me. But anyways, and so I was like sitting there and I'm just listening to her and she comes up and she just right me out of like 200 people, me. So, and when were you saved? And I was like, I didn't even know what she was asking me.
Oh
This is
no.
in front of 200 people. And I'm going, saved. I started attending church 6 weeks ago. That was my response. So my pastor was there. So he pulled me aside after and he goes, let me break out what being saved is. Because I didn't even know.
Wow.
Right. And so then I was like, oh, okay. And so then I went to church for a little while longer and then got baptized. And yeah, and actually my baptizing was filmed, and that link I'm going to put in my book because it's and then that's also something I can put on my YouTube page is me being baptized, right?
Yeah, so like when they asked when you were saved, you didn't know what it meant. So you're
Yeah.
oh, I went to church, but really before you came to church, God had drawn you to himself and you had prayed to receive Christ, which
Yeah.
is the real time when you were saved, but you didn't know that that's what it's called.
I had no clue. I was like, I don't know what we're talking about. Like, I'm savings account. Like, like this is what I'm gonna put in the book, right? This is like,
This will be great.
because like Christian needs is a thing, right? Like, so,
Yeah, exactly. And see, I grew like the other day when you said you didn't know how to pray, I'm like, what do you mean you didn't know how to pray? I never thought.
you grew up with it, right? I grew up like you can get this with the tools and the repairing. I grew up with a dad in a garage, so I know what the alternator is. I know where the oil pan is. I know where but I grew up with that, right? I talked to another female and she's gonna go, an alternator, what are we alternating? Like, are we alternating from red dresses to green dress? Like, what are we doing here, right? So it's life perspective, right? And so that's where I'm hoping this will be that bridge to help people, because it's funny because like even when I did Bible study and I was like, I would ask, I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, where is this? And a lot of them are like, well, what do you mean you don't know? And I'm like, I'm a baby. I'm in a diaper here. I don't have any concept of what we're talking about, right? I had to do that lots in those Bible studies and stuff and they were good but I'm also that kind of person. There's a lot of people that are not that kind of person that won't say, what are we doing?
It's
You
kind of
know?
like when I wrote my book, Christian Conversations with Jehovah's Witnesses, I actually wrote it from the standpoint of a Christian, trying to talk to Jehovah's Witness, not understanding what's going on in their head. So the
Mhm.
witness that would answer the question in the dialogue would be answering according to the Watchtower training so that the Christian would understand. But a lot of witnesses will not tell you what they're thinking. But this, I made it so clear between the two dialogues. And then I've had Jehovah's Witnesses that came out, came to Christ, and they're now in the Christian community. But they said they really struggled. They were afraid to raise their hand because they didn't know what the Christian was talking about, even
Yeah.
though because they had a religious background, but it's so different in other things. What do you mean by Jesus?
Well,
What do you mean by
what
salvation?
you're talking about, I've even seen people do the same thing with the Muslims, right? It's
Yeah.
similar where I'm like, even a little bit I know from that, I'm like, okay, you're following your prophet who was 500 years after the original disciples and Jesus. And I'm like, and you faithfully, like when I was working with 90%, 95% in there Muslims.
Mhm.
And, and so the little bit I knew about Christianity, I was able to stump them a couple of times because I remember telling Musa that one day, I was like, okay, so I got your Muslim, but I said, am I correct in understanding that the prophet, they call him, that wrote the Quran, I said, was 500 years after Jesus, right? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay, so you have kids, right? Yes, I have 4 kids. I said, okay, so here's my question to you. So if your daughter needed heart surgery, would you rather get the surgeon that, created that open heart surgery, that has done paper after paper after paper, has saved all the lives? Or would you rather get the grad student that came after to do the surgery on your daughter? And boy, did he walked away, right? Like he just had one of those, but I'm like, oh, I planted a seed. I planted a seed.
Why
Right?
the source? Because Muhammad never could claim to take away your sins,
Yeah.
but Jesus does, and he
Yeah.
died to set
Again, I don't have quite that much knowledge, but I
you.
worked with the simplicities that I could understand, right?
Yeah. So it's
And
interesting, like in Islam, that nowhere in the Quran does it ever say that their God loves them.
nope.
No concept at all of him loving. And in the Quran, you're supposed to die, killing the infidels or whatever. You're
Yes.
supposed to give your life for your God, but our
Yeah.
God gave his life in the person of his son for
For
us.
us.
Like
Yes.
you can't get more example of love. No
Yeah.
man, no greater love that has man than this, that he laid down his life for his
Yeah.
friends. So
Yeah.
it's I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
literally didn't know that until I heard
Oh yeah.
sharing his story coming out of Islam and finding Christ and the
Yeah.
differences, and he was contrasting it. It was like, whoa, what a difference. They
Yeah.
claim the same Abraham as their father, but
Yeah.
it's a completely different religion. I
Oh
never,
yes, it is. And well, and they believe Jesus existed, but he was just a man.
right.
That's yeah. To them, to them,
But
right?
they don't have a prophet who could forgive sins.
Yes.
Only Jesus can, and
But that's why they have to pray 6 times a day, because they're constantly asking for forgiveness.
Mhm.
And and that's why they're so meticulous about it, because they constantly have to. It's like a Catholic going to confession. They're constantly putting it out there, right?
Yeah, no, I liked how you asked about the original prophet compared to the one that came after, because they do recognize Jesus as a good prophet.
Yeah,
He was one of the prophets. So
yeah,
let's look at what he said and how did he differ from everybody else.
yeah,
And I think you'll see a lot if they were
yeah.
to study
I
Christ.
watched a gentleman, I forget his name, but there's a few videos. He does a really good job. There's like, he's got the 5 arguments, like how to rebut Muslims. There's only 5. He goes, you learn these 5, and he goes, they can't get around it. He goes, they'll flip out, they'll do all their things, but that's because, and they're like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of Muslims are just like some Christians, again, I'm still reading my Bible, but there's a lot of Christians that haven't read the Bible, right? Like, and it's the same with Muslims. There's a lot of them that haven't even read the Quran. They go to their services, they go off what they're told, and it doesn't go any deeper, right? So, but
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, it was just I remember having that conversation, and he was just stumped. He didn't know how to answer that, because when it came to his daughter, he wanted to pick the original surgeon, and he's like, well, you're not comparing this. I said, I'm comparing exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
Mhm.
You're picking the grad student to play with your spirit. And I
That's
said,
good.
that's what you're doing, right? Again, I can do this, but I have to do it very simplistically. I don't know all the theology and that kind of thing.
Well, it's a good way to get them to look at Christ. Because
Yes.
ultimately, if they look into Christ and what did he really teach and how does he differ from the one that they're currently following?
Yeah.
Wow, his life and
I could see it. I just went, oh, there's a ring. Plant the
you
seed.
see,
I was so happy.
and the Holy Spirit will use that. If God is going to draw somebody out of that deception, he's going to take those seeds that we
Yeah.
plant in with scripture when he
Mhm.
leads us to share our scripture. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I like hearing your work
Yeah.
on your book and the ideas you're coming up with. I think it's going to be great. And
Yeah.
so much.
I'm excited because I think it could be really like something that could be a good tool for a lot of, because I have had this conversation lots with Christians that have been Christians their whole lives, or they converted very early in life,
Yeah, like
they're
me. My story.
teenagers, or they're you know but it's when you get to be my age, where you've lived more life as a non than as it, and a lot of life, like 47 years without following Christ, that's a lot of years, right?
I look forward to hearing your stories of the things that stuck out to you based on how you were living and how you were feeling, how life felt to you before. Because you talked about that a little bit.
It's still happening, right? Because it's so new, right? Like there'll be something that'll come to me, like I've been this it's been eating at me that Gary and I live together and we're not married, right? Like it's
Oh,
just been
yeah.
eating at me, right? But again, I'm like, hey, enough. I researched, and that kind of sidelined me from working on this stuff a little. As I told you, I filed for like my final divorcing, or I don't know, maybe I didn't tell you that. But
I don't remember you saying that, but that's all right.
okay, so I'm just doing it like Garrett or Kevin and I, which is why it's father, we separated decades ago, right? Like, and so I did, like I was explaining up here, when you file for separation, you can do it two ways. You
For
can
the
do an
spouse.
instant separation, and
Mhm.
then all of your materials and finances get done at divorce, or you can file for separation with all of that stuff during separation, and then when you go file for divorce, all it is it basically annuls your marriage. Like that's it, it's over, right? So, and I was like, it's been eating at me for a long time, and I was like, hey, I need to deal with this.
Yeah, it's
And so
painful.
that's one of the pressing things. So I went, and we have in Saskatchewan, we have what's called family law. So they have a kit. They sent it to me, and I had to paint my number, fill out the forms, send it to the courthouse. I'm going through the process over the next few months. It'll be done. And then
Yeah.
I'm divorced. And then we were like, we're just gonna go to like our pastor and get married,
Oh, that'll
really.
be easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that way
So
you can be like legal and at the same time be more, you know,
I don't care about the legal even. It's just the spiritual side for
right
me.
before, yeah, right
Yeah.
before God.
So
Yeah, because it's tough when you still have that lingering until you can't technically do it, right? So you got to
yeah,
get the paperwork done.
yeah.
So
And yeah. So anyways, and
you're doing the right
so
thing, you know?
yeah,
And then you're going to write your book and you're going to tell your
yeah,
story and your testimony. And I'm excited
yeah,
to see where it goes. This is
yeah.
awesome.
So it'll be like I said, I think I think it matches well with the shirts, and I just,
Yep.
all the things, right?
And then
And
you tell your story working with your dad in the workshop, and then why you're interested in the trades, and then you tell that story that leads into your services, and
yeah,
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
yeah.
good.
And
Everything.
I envision the same thing as you do, Christy, doing like a podcast. Like I envision it too, like the same thing, like, you know, whether it's through the Christian side or the doing the
Absolutely.
trades,
Yeah.
like talking to women in trades, like that would not be hard to one. I have so many contacts in that field. I mean, you would be one. I mean,
Yeah.
you renovated houses with
Yeah,
your
there you go.
dad,
I can
right? Like,
stories like that. Oh, I have pictures too of like
yeah, oh, yeah,
craziest houses we turned around. It'd be fun.
yeah,
It would really be a fun podcast to do. My
yeah.
big thing is get this base built, get that email
Yep.
sequence
And
going.
I'm in the same boat.
Right.
I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
It takes time. It's a process, but we're going to have something, you and I,
Oh,
everybody is working here. We're going to have something that's a real legitimate business that has a chance to stand on its own, no matter
yeah,
what happens. I'm hoping Sheridan really does well with these new ads and the new
yeah.
format and all the new things. It'll be really good to tie that together. I hope it works with my system and hopefully yours eventually once you get your base built and then you figure out if there is a product or at least on one of the
I'm
affiliate.
okay. I'm glad when I sat down and prayed over it and just talked with God. I still have to work with the calling it praying. I just always say I'm just having conversations.
It's good.
But
Talk to God. That's perfect.
yeah. But it was just, just that. Just don't connect. There's nothing wrong with that. Just do Adam stuff. And then the minute I kind of that hit, I was like, okay, I get it. That's so much easier because I was struggling. How am I going to tie this to this? And I just
It
couldn't make
doesn't
it.
tie. It's not a natural link. And
No,
that's what I was talking about.
not right now. It's not. Like I said, depending on those publishers that come through
Yep.
that or I don't know what Clickbank's called it. They're not a publisher.
Affiliate networks.
Affiliate networks. Thank you. When we get to the gadgets, that's a game changer, right?
Because
There
it's
will be ones
actually
that'll work.
a good gadget where you're able to then upsell into a community that relates to or a product that relates to that gadget could be pretty big.
Well, one of
Well,
them is
build them.
like even like that. I was like, oh, I think for helping people. I mean, that's one of the biggest struggles is picking a Bible as someone who didn't grow up with one, right? And so again, I'm like, okay, well, there's my 9.99 PDF. Like here's the breakout for someone who didn't grow up as a Christian. Here are the different Bibles. Here's what I liked about mine. And then I'm like, here's the link, right?
Another thing to think about is you can create like your own book that you're doing right now. That can be your front end product. You would just buy your version as a on KDP. You'd buy the cheaper pricing because you get a better price as the creator, and then you can have 100 Bibles and then sell it on the front end of your Christian website. It will
Yeah,
be the thing that will give you an email list, give you addresses because you're mailing the book out. Now
yeah,
you a list that you can then tell about all the different things and sell. So there's different ways to do it. Physical products are a very viable way. And
yeah,
maybe one of these gadgets you're gonna see on Adam's network was just gonna perform really well. You're gonna create a companion guide like I'm doing, and then it's a natural lead into your workshops on building a business in the trades. Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Well, like I said, I really want to do 5 online businesses and I just I learned when I was doing a business, and I mean 5 very different. So like that's what I mean. Adam stuff is very different from the Christian because when Epic went down, I lost everything.
Mhm.
If my Christian page goes down, I haven't lost everything,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And that's why, and you're in the same boat.
Mhm.
If your gardening goes down, you still have your cats and you still have and that's what I meant by that, like the multiple sources of income.
Well, and
Because
it does fluctuate on the gardening because we're in cold seasons right now. Some
yeah,
people are starting seeds is a little bit early, but greenhouses sell in May. That's when
mm,
I start seeing that take off, and the hydroponics takes off more through the summer. And then fall, winter, nobody's thinking about gardening. They're digging up their plants. Like it's just
well, And maybe that's where you have to shift your focus for your social media then, right? Because there are lots of places in the US that don't get winter, right? Like
Right. I could target with ads in other areas if I wanted to. Right now, I'm just trying to,
no, but I mean in the future.
yeah. So the big thing for me is let's build these assets out. Let's build the courses. I already got a bunch of hydroponic courses that are really good. I want to make a book to go with it, but I cannot get anything done when I do too many things.
That's
And
why I had to put Epic Girl Construction on the back burner. I
it's
get it.
on the
Because
back burner.
it's very close to my heart still, right? It's 3 decades of my life was doing non-traditional work, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not a little piece, right? Like
Yep. And I really need to get something making money that will
that's
build my ads up and my list up. I found, I think, a good product. So I think I've got that tight. So it's going to make sense and I'll be able to get an email.
yours is going to flow perfectly. Like I think and it is something that a lot of people are like, oh, I want to live that laptop lifestyle. But I'm curious to see what they're selling for online jobs because I was like, maybe I should look at something like
I
that.
know. I've been tempted. I've actually done some research into the jobs because I watched the VSL and people are making money with it. And it's a quick win for when you don't have a background, you don't have social media, you just need money now. Basically, you are hired online to answer chat box support for like Amazon and
Yeah.
for like different businesses that are looking for that kind of customer service. And then
Oh, I can do customer service all day. Now you just have to type it out. That's all.
yeah, so my issue is time because I'm putting a lot of time in research and building my
Yeah.
products. And like if I go get another job right now that pays really, it does pay well, like
Oh,
25 on up. I mean, my Walmart won't even pay me that. So
no.
it's got some good
Well,
functionality.
once you get it up and running, let me know and I'll buy it through you.
There you go.
And
Yeah, you can
then
ship it for me.
I'll look into it because I would like to get some regular income for a little bit here until this stuff
Yeah,
takes.
you because
goes.
I'm just looking, there's still a lot of ad spend into getting the ad running. I've got
Mhm.
some that I got some from Adam as well as a little bit that I had put in that I quit pushing because it just wasn't. I'm like, I could either spend it on these products that aren't really going anywhere or really build out something. And I started thinking about,
I think there will be people coming out of this going, holy, I made like 5 grand this month, or I made, like I honestly, if they put the energy, because I am afraid, I don't think it's everybody, but just being on the coaching calls and stuff, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of people, they paint by numbered this and they think if they just slap it together, it's gonna work.
I know that's the problem. We had that with the Live Intent even.
Yeah,
And before that, when we had ClickBank, that was really good. There were certain people. You mean I gotta iterate? I gotta iterate. I gotta iterate. I gotta what? I thought you gave me those images. You said they were good.
yeah,
And there's so many people like that. They just want a turnkey. If you want a turnkey, you want my platform that I'm pushing because
yeah.
it's literally you just put your app in, you say the hours you want to work. They send it out to the companies that have these jobs. They review you and you can get hired that way. And now you
Mhm.
got money. And now you're working for the dollars, but people want to have their own passive income or, they just want to push the ad out and just let it take care of itself. It doesn't work that way. You have to manage it.
Yeah.
And that's where I think people are going to be a little shocked by it's a lot of costs. It's a lot of time to get this thing going. And then if you're not managing it, it's just going to peter out. And
Yeah.
we hear this all the time. Different leaders have talked about the coaches 20% always retesting 20%. You get something working. You're not done 20% always
No.
testing.
That's why like I think I picked out like I want to say I got 15 videos gathered to make into
Mhm.
gifters, like which is going to give me probably close to 8, 9, I don't know how many images because some of them are short and some of them are like 20 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna create a lot of 2 second, yeah, right? But a
Stuff.
lot of it will be garbage, right? Like I have to filter that out. But I'm like, I want to have like my goal is to have 300 usable gifts
There you go.
that I
That's
can
pretty
just
good.
rotate out and
Yeah.
keep because like I remember when I signed up and I watched, and they're like, it goes up like this, and then it goes like this. But through that whole thing, you got to keep changing your ad banners and your VSLs and your pages and stuff, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so I might as well create that stuff now
Mhm.
and have it ready to go, a bunch of it, and I can like kind of, oh hey, that title's really going, oh yeah, I have this image over here, I bet if I pair those two it's gonna go really good. But I went in and I researched and I looked and I started studying, and how does this work, how does this connect, how does that, because I know how this works. I know if I just went and grabbed a few images, okay, so what can I do with diabetes and weight loss? Okay, I'll just slap, some fat people and then it'll work, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's old. Like, that's, you
That
know what I
doesn't
mean?
work. And what's the psychology of, people may have diabetes, but why should they listen to you when there's a dozen other offers out there? It's like, you
Yeah,
really got to build that credibility and build the edge that makes them go,
yeah.
oh, this is a new
Like my
look.
banner, the images I have for my banners are a little more edgy than what I have planned for in my BSL. But it's, again, I got to get them in there,
Yeah. And I
so
think the ad banners is where you're going to be testing different concepts. And of course, with a hero shot, because of
yeah,
Adam's method of being able to change on metric mover those hero shots out, I'm gonna have a
yeah,
little bit harder time. I did some YouTube searching. I don't like the images I'm getting with Make Money because at least the ones I had, maybe I'll come up with
yeah.
another angle, but they were turning out blurry. They weren't that good. I ended up making my own stuff, which
See, and
usually ended up
so I'm like, I didn't do verbiage that, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't do, like, so with yours and online jobs, I would have typed into YouTube laptop lifestyle.
oh
I
yeah.
would type in compounding interest.
Oh,
I would type in life insurance, because then you're going to get the imagery you want.
yeah, that'll
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
This,
Those are the three I would check.
okay.
I didn't do the diabetes. That was like, I did just to kind of learn a little, but that was the last thing I typed in when I went looking for imagery.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to get a little more broad in my.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you type in start with those three, I think you'll end up finding that some videos pop up that'll give you some really good
Yeah,
imagery.
that's a good idea because I can also imagine somebody on a porch with a laptop. Like that would be a great image.
It's why everybody wants to work online, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I get to stay home, or oh, I get to be in Mexico on a beach,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Working.
No, I
And
bet I could find some good stuff like that.
and
Yeah.
then the other one, find your images of your single moms.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, I got two babies on a hip, but I still need to make money. Okay, my kids are asleep. I can work.
Yeah. Baby sleep in the crib in the background.
Yeah, yeah, right. So
Yeah.
I
No,
would use
that's
some of
good.
that
That's good.
imagery. Yeah.
Yeah. Good angle.
Again, see, I have the marketing part. I just need to get the computer crap all figured out.
We'll work together as a team. That's great. Well, I
Yeah.
better let you go. It's getting
Yeah. Sorry. I.
Well, it's really fun. It's really fun talking with you. I really enjoy
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
all right, well, I'll go ahead and say good night.